Yeah, we got a damn good show. Yeah, damn good show. We got Myron Gaines in the house.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming back. How's life treating you? I've been catching your interviews out in town.
Yeah.
Debates.
I've been doing a lot of collabs recently. College debates, going on other shows, saying the same message: women are stupid, Jews have too much power, and blacks commit too much crime, and Indians fucking stink. just trying to push out the gospel to everybody, you know. So and it's it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like I open with that with like every person I do interviews with, and it's always hilarious to see their reaction.
Right.
Like they don't see it coming.
The eyes get all big.
Right. Okay.
Right.
All right. Where do I go from here?
Right.
So so it's always funny.
Have you had a chance to? What was that little coalition they had out here? GRC.
Yeah.
What was it called?
GRC. Yeah, Jewish Republican Coalition, I think. They had a meeting a couple of days ago.
Yeah, that sounds... I don't know what the hell you call that.
Yeah. Basically, it's oy vey, they know the truth now. That's what it is.
Right. Yeah.
That's basically it was them panicking that young Americans are waking up to Jewish power in America. And this has been a topic that's been censored for a long time.
You know what's crazy, Myron? Both sides.
Yep.
The left and the right.
Well, it's... So I was talking about this with a friend. This is the first time ever, and I can't think of another political issue. If you guys could think of one, please let me know. Yeah. But this is the only political issue that I've seen both people on the far right and the far left actually agree on.
Right.
It's the only thing is what now for different reasons. On the right wing, it's more for nationalism, subverting our government. You know, for a lot of the Christians killing people, right, bombing churches. For the left, it's this is an apartheid ethno. State that's occupying these people. So for them, it's more humanitarian. For us, for on the right wing, it's more about nationalism and subverting our government. And then obviously for the devout Christians, like killing children.
Right.
I think both sides agree on that's wrong. But yeah, man, it's crazy where two different factions. But put it this way: if me and Hassan Piker agree on something, you're fucking up.
Right.
Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, something's going on.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Either way you chop it up, both sides is a conflict for both.
Yeah.
In our country.
Yep.
Yeah. What's up with this idea that there Jews are God's chosen people? And when I hear Christians make that argument, I'm like, kind of dumbfounded. I'm like speechless. Like, how do you draw that conclusion?
Yeah, it's retarded dispensationalism. It's really what it comes down to. It's
It's a talking point. It's a talking point. It's like a crutch.
Yeah, it's like retarded evangelical Christians.
Yeah, they take scripture out of context to fit their narrative. I don't see how people fall for it. Like Ted Cruz is like the worst. He really pushes that.
Yeah, the Schofield Bible is, absolutely brainwashed a lot of these people. And,
do you think they're brainwashed or they've been paid to say that?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. I think
they got an incentive.
I think it's indoctrination and obviously a financial thing. And then also like from a political stance, you're not making it in D.C. unless you support the Jews. Like it's just not happening.
They dictate who's elected in our
Absolutely.
country.
And the GOP, it's even more so.
Right.
Now, and this is what I predict, right? So as we know, there's the mayor race with Mamadani, right? Who he's probably going to win.
I hope he wins.
Yeah.
I hope he wins.
So this is what I think is going to happen. If Mamadani wins, which is heavily favored, right? What's more than likely going to happen is the Democrats are going to take that political strategy. And the reason why Mamadani is so relatable is because he doesn't take Zionist lobby money, or at least doesn't do it overtly. He's promising people free shit, whatever. But I think one of the most endearing things about him, why people are voting for him, is that he's not taking Zionist money like the other candidates.
Right.
And I think for the DNC or the Democrats, that's going to be how they're going to campaign based off of how Mamadani's doing it now. AOC and Bernie Sanders came out to support him. I think you can't. They had like a rally called like "You Can't Buy New York" or something like that. Because Bill Ackman and all these other rich Jews have been like putting millions upon millions behind people competing against running against Mamadani. Which is kind of funny because like I think Bill Ackman and them have spent more money trying to keep Mamadani out of office versus what Mamadani would have probably charged them for taxes. So it's like it's kind of funny. But they obviously have a vested interest because he's not super pro-Israel. But I think that's going to be the playbook that the Democrats use in the 2020 election because they've lost so much support.
Because of that support for Israel.
Exactly. So they're going to have to rebrand. And I think the way they're going to rebrand is they're going to have to be the party that finally puts the foot down on the Zionist lobby. But I don't know. I think we're still like maybe 2 or 3 elections away from doing that. I still think that they still have their tentacles very deep when it comes to the political world. Politicians are typically 10, 20 years behind, the public anyway. So it's going to take some time to move those gears that have been stuck like that for decades.
Yeah. When I hear that term Zionist or Christian Zionist, that's like an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a retarded genius.
Right. But then I heard, Officer Tatum, right? He calls himself a black Zionist.
Yeah, bro. It's
Christian. I was like, that's even more of an oxymoron.
Yeah, when because I had a debate with him, right?
Right. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, you saw it?
Yeah.
And look, I'm the type of person I can, agree to disagree with you, even if you have a pro-Zionist stance or whatever. I can still have a respectful discussion. But it's crazy how he was just like denying the genocide, denying people dying.
He was like, prove it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. And then, so I'm like, bro, we got this shit like 4K. Like, literally, like
only a Republican. You can look at the drone footage, look at that city, the children, the innocent non-combatants that died. Yeah. That's not a genocide. That's war.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, exactly. And it's like it's crazy because when I put the shoe on the other foot, I'm like, okay, let's go off your logic that it's a war. So then October 7th, shouldn't that be that big of a deal, right? Exactly. It's war, right? When they went in there and attacked them. And he's like, oh, well, they killed, 1,200 Israelis. Not really. The IDF killed a lot of them too. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, bro, the Hannibal Directive, right? And for your audience that might not be familiar, there's this directive that Israel uses when Palestinian militias try to come into the kibbutzes and kidnap people. They'd rather kill those people that are being kidnapped, right? They say, oh, it's only for soldiers. Well, in Israel, military service is required for at least like 2 years. So everyone's effectively a soldier, right? So anyone that gets kidnapped, they would rather shoot and kill that person or bomb them or whatever it is than let them get back into Gaza. And the reason why is because every single time they kidnap people and get them back over there, they know they're going to have to give like 100 Palestinians to get that one Israeli back. It puts them in a very difficult diplomatic position with hostage negotiation. And they kind of learned their lesson back in, like, I think 2014. They kidnapped a guy named like Gilad Shalit, who was an IDF soldier. They had to give 1,000 Palestinians to get him back.
Wow.
And one of those Palestinians that came back, Yahya Sinwar, the guy who planned the October 7th attack.
Wow.
So that's why they don't like doing these hostage exchanges, because a lot of times it's people that they hate coming back. And with Yahya Sinwar, for those that don't know, he was the head of the military wing of Hamas. And he understood why Hamas was able to do that attack and everything else, besides the fact that I think there was a stand-down order. This guy was in jail for like 20 years. And he read and spoke Hebrew, one of the few Arabs that knew how to do it. He studied the Shin Bet and the Mossad. He was aware of all their tactics. So he was a very dangerous enemy for the Israelis, right next to Qassam Soleimani with the IRGC. So when they got him back, that was a problem. So that's what ended up happening later on. So with the Israelis, they don't like doing these hostage negotiations. They sit there and say, oh yeah, we want the hostages back. That's a lie, dude. You guys had a warfare for 2 years. They could have got those hostages back October 10th.
Right.
On 2023, like literally days after they got kidnapped, they could have got them back. And this was reported by Times of Israel. There was a guy who was representing all the families. He went and met with with Benjamin Netanyahu and a bunch of the other, Yoav Galan, all these guys. And basically what they told him behind closed doors was like, hey, look, we want the hostages back, but the military campaign comes first of disrupting and dismantling Hamas. But they could have got them back in exchange for not bombing the hell out of Gaza. But what does that prove? It was never about the hostages. They used October 7th to not just destroy Gaza and do the ethnic cleansing that they're doing now, but also to wage a war in Lebanon, wage a war on Iran, bomb the Houthis, hell, bombing Qatar. Like they've bombed like every Middle Eastern country around them. So that's what it really was. It was never about the hostages because they could have got them back literally 2 to 3 days later, and no one ever talks about it. And it was reported in the Times of Israel by the person representing the families. He has no reason to lie about that.
Yeah. You know what? I wasn't familiar. After that, what happened in Israel? I forget the day. It was October 7th or 11th. What was it?
The 7th of 2023.
Right. I didn't know Israel, the IDF, kidnapped like 1,000 Palestinians and had them as hostages and didn't even charge them with anything until the hostages got released.
Yes. So
that's a war crime.
Yes, they do it all the time. Okay. So when people say, because no one ever actually analyzes why Hamas did what they did. Right. There's a bunch of different reasons. Number one, what you just said. The Palestinians that are being incarcerated without any type of due process, that are literally there, and there's women and children too there. Oh, you're linked to a terrorist, your brother's a terrorist, we're putting you in jail and you got no due process. Next, the Abraham Accords. People think, oh, Trump struck these, Abraham Accords, this is so famous. The Abraham Accords basically was a treaty where Arab countries would recognize Israel. But the thing is this. Many of these Arab countries before the Abraham Accord said, we're not recognizing you until you give the Palestinians a state, right? But what Israel's been doing is they've been kind of kicking the can down the road alongside the United States and trying to get Arab countries to recognize them without dealing with the Palestine question. So there's a bunch of countries that signed on. Sudan did, Bahrain, the UAE, Morocco, I think, a bunch of these countries did. And when October 7th happened, there was actually supposed to be a meeting with Saudi Arabia to join into the Abraham Accords. Now, if Saudi Arabia joined the Abraham Accords, that would have been a big problem because Saudi Arabia is the most influential country in the Middle East because of its religious relevance when it comes to Medina and Mecca. So the Palestinians understood in Hamas, if the Saudis accept Israel, recognize it as a state through the Abraham Accords, we lose a lot of our leverage. Because one of the things for a long time, Saudi Arabia said, we're not going to recognize you until you make a two-state or one-state solution. So that's another reason why that triggered the attack is Saudi Arabia potentially joining the Abraham Accords and Israel trying to circumvent answering the Palestine question. Next was more of a religious reason, the temple. So what they're planning to do is they want to take down the Al-Aqsa Mosque.
Right, I heard.
And rebuild their temple on that mount. Now, what they've been doing for literally decades is they've been hollowing out the ground underneath. Right? Doing it secretly. And the mosque, building tunnels, exactly. And no jokes, like building tunnels under there, hollowing out the ground.
Right.
And the, what was I going to say? The mosque needs a lot of repairs. It's old. And they've been denying permits of fixing it for literally decades. So they want to destroy that mosque and build the temple. That's another reason why Hamas went in. And actually, a lot of Americans don't know this. The name of the operation was called Operation Al-Aqsa Flood. October 7th, Al-Aqsa Flood, because they did. It was for the Abraham Accords, the Palestinian prisoners, the Al-Aqsa Mosque being destroyed, and also obviously the occupation. You know, where they're occupying them in the West Bank and in Gaza. So those were the main reasons why they attacked. And it's always interesting to me how American media never covers why. And they did the same exact shit with Osama bin Laden too.
Right.
And you guys are old enough to remember alongside me when 2001 happened and we got attacked. You know, all the propaganda, they hate us because we're free. Dick Cheney just died yesterday, too. Right? Yeah. The architect of the fucking Israeli war. I call him the top neocon.
Right.
Like, all those lies they told us, but what ended up happening was this letter to America went viral in 2023. And in this letter, on TikTok, it went viral. Bin Laden outlined why they hate the United States and why they attacked us. And when you actually read it, you're like, oh, damn, we did a lot of fucked up shit in the Middle East. Right. They don't hate us because we're free. They hate us because we take their freedom away.
Right.
So
when I heard Nick Fuentes bring this up, that Muslims don't attack and kill people indiscriminately unless you're doing that same thing to them.
Yeah, it's haram. I mean, I grew up in a Muslim household. Killing innocent people is completely unacceptable. Obviously, you know, some extremists contort the Quran to the way that they want to do it. But for the Israelis to sit there and say, oh, like these guys are just attacking us out of nowhere, it's like, dude, you've been occupying them, you've been stealing their land, you kill them, you unjustly imprison them. The only way for them to get those prisoners back is through these hostage exchanges because Hamas doesn't have the capability of fighting the IDF at all, right? And that's another thing too. People sit there and say, oh, well, Hamas killed the hostages. That makes no sense. Why would they invade, kidnap them, bring them to Gaza, and kill them when that's the only levers they have to get their people back? People are so dumb. And a lot of these people that died, and it's proven now too, the people that died, the hostages, they were killed by Israel. And the reason why I know this a big part is because a lot of those hostages right now are under the rubble. So I'm sure you guys heard about the 20-point plan that Trump made with Hamas, whatever. One of the contingencies was that they give all the corpses back. So they gave the 20 hostages that were alive, and then they had to give the other 20 like corpses. Well, Hamas can't even give them all because they're buried under the rubble. Well, who put them under the rubble? It wasn't them. It was Israel bombing the fuck out of them that did it. So that proves the point.
Even more proof that, hey, y'all just killing us indiscriminately.
And you guys killed your own hostages. So it was like, oh, yeah, okay, damn, about that. Okay, here's some. And they like brought bulldozers in and shit like that to help them try to get them out. But it contradicts what they've been saying for years where, Hamas has been killing the hostages. No, they haven't. You guys killed the hostages. Why would they give up their only leverage that they have when, these guys have like World War II fucking weaponry and shit, AK-47s that don't even shoot. And they want to, let's go through all this crap and kidnap these dudes and kill them back in Gaza. Like, they're retarded. They could have killed them right then and there if they wanted to do that.
Right. When Trump, they announced these peace agreements between Hamas and Israel, there was a situation where there was a large crowd in Israel, in Tel Aviv. They started booing Netanyahu.
Yeah. When,
Do we have that footage?
When Steve Witkoff was there, with Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, yeah, they were giving the speech like as they were doing
Trump
the thing.
was there too, right?
He wasn't. He was.
Ivanka was. Ivanka.
Yeah, Ivanka was. I'm trying to. I don't know where was Trump at that time. Because he had done a Middle Eastern tour.
Yeah.
He had been.
He was somewhere out there.
I think he went to Egypt.
Yeah,
he might have been in Egypt at the time or was going back. But yeah, because Charlie Kirk's birthday, so he was back to give him a medal. Oh, so I think he went back.
Right.
There you go.
There it is.
That was when they were doing.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
That's in Tel Aviv, right?
Yeah.
That's the capital of Israel.
Well, I don't know if isn't Jerusalem the capital. I think, but,
yeah,
but either way, it's their main city. It's their major. It's like that's their New York City.
Yeah. Right.
To Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Damn. Ivanka.
Ivanka doesn't even want to be there. Is she like pissed that they're booing?
She's dead inside.
Yeah, she converted to Judaism, I think.
Yes, she is. How do you do that?
Let me just finish.
It's really hard. Takes years. They don't want any of us in. We're all dirty goyim. And they're never going to accept her as a real Jew, by the way, too. It's kind of funny.
I was in the trenches, guys. Let me just.
Let me get credit for this. We worked so hard.
I was in the trenches with the Prime Minister. Believe me, he was a very important part here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, nah.
That's all Trump.
They hate him. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, like, you know.
How does that, because I used to think Judaism was a religion. Yeah, being it's a race.
It's both. Yeah. It's an ethno-religion. It's both. It's very unique. And this is why we're going back to the whole
Black Zionist
dispensationalism
thing.
and shit. It's kind of funny because like they'll sit there and they'll say, "Oh, God promised me this land, but I'm an atheist." Like, you know what I mean? It's like, well,
right?
What?
God promises this, but I'm not a Christian.
Yeah, because
I think he's in hell, burning, bowling in semen.
It doesn't make any sense to me. And like these, the temple thing. Right, because obviously they don't accept Jesus at all. They look at him as like a sorcerer. His mom was a whore. You know, he's a criminal. All this other stuff. They got him killed. So with the whole temple, the temple organization that's like funding them doing this with, and they're also like bought a bunch of cows, by the way, too. I forgot to mention.
Yeah, red heifers.
The red heifers. They bought a bunch of red heifers from Texas, and they actually did a test run. What's that dude? Adam King, whatever. They killed one in July.
Yeah.
These niggas are crazy. Like they're like getting ready. Like we're about to fucking bring the Messiah back. Let's go. They did a whole test run, bro. And the nigga's crazy. They killed the fucking cow.
Yeah.
He got the ashes and he brought that shit to the podcast.
I know, I saw it.
What the fuck is going on? They pulls him out all happy as shit. You didn't even see Tim was like uncomfortable. Like, I think it was like on Tim bullshit. Yeah, like this nigga brought the ashes back. I was like, what the hell is going on? But like, it goes to show, like, these guys are nuts. Like, and they're willing to wage war and destroy the entire Middle East to do this because that is a huge reason why the Muslim world has issues with what Israel is doing because they want to destroy that mosque and it's one of the holiest sites.
Yeah, tell us about the Greater Israel Project.
Yeah, so
and a lot of people don't know about this.
Yeah, so okay, I kind of have to go into like Middle Eastern foreign policy for this to make sense. So for people to understand why the Jews, the American Zionist Jews that are here do what they do, we must understand American foreign policy when it comes to Israel because everything that they do here is for the benefit of Israel. And the reality is that Israel's surrounded by hostile countries that don't want them there, right? This has been since 1948. They've had to, fend off and get in wars all the time for what's going on. This is why they have the nuclear bomb, by the way, and why they stole it from us is because of this reason why nobody wants them there. So, and I'll fast forward over to October 7th. So when October 7th happened, right? And you wanted me to answer, what was it? The
Greater Israel Project.
The Greater Israel, okay. So when October 7th happened, it was like a blessing in disguise for Netanyahu because what it basically did was it allowed him to consolidate power to himself, stave off his criminal charges that he has for bribery and corruption, and do what he's always wanted to do, which is attack and destroy all of his enemies in the bordering countries. Lebanon with Hezbollah, Syria, the Houthis down in Yemen, obviously the IRGC in Iran, etc. So he used October 7th to not just bomb and destroy Gaza and get rid of Hamas, but he also went and then did a ground invasion in Lebanon, started bombing them, killed Hassan Nasrallah, who was the head of Hezbollah at the time, bombed the hell out of the Houthis, killed a lot of their upper leadership. He obviously he was instrumental in getting Syria destabilized and running Bashar al-Assad out of there. Because as soon as the Lebanon ceasefire got kicked off in late 2024, Ahmed al-Shara, a.k.a. al-Jalani, went with his rebels and took over Syria within 3 weeks because Hezbollah wasn't there to help them, and the Russians were fighting, obviously, with Ukraine, so they couldn't give the air support that they've normally given to Bashar al-Assad. They took Syria in a couple of weeks, and then bam, destabilized. He runs to Russia. Now it's run by Ahmed al-Shara. What does he do? Oh, we want to have diplomacy with Israel in the West. And this is a guy that used to run in Al-Qaeda, by the way. So all of this has been done to create a volatile environment where Israel can spread their influence, because as Syria was going through all this turmoil, they continued their expansion beyond the Golan Heights. They use this whole excuse of, oh, we're bombing Syria because we want to protect the Druze. No, they don't. They want to take more territory in southern Syria. They want to take more territory in southern Lebanon. This is why they've been bombing Lebanon for the past year, even though there's been an active ceasefire in place. Oh, we're just attacking Hezbollah. No, bro, you guys are trying to expand. So the Greater Israel Project is absolutely real, and they want to expand territory. But they sit there. But sometimes, when they're questioned on it, directly.
Oh, wow, they want all of Iraq.
They'll try to avoid it. But yeah, I mean, this is a big. I mean, speaking of Dick Cheney, Dick Cheney was one of the main architects against Iraq, and a lot of the neocons from that era were Jewish Zionists, right? John Bolton, I think, and Dick Cheney were the only ones that weren't Jewish, but everybody else, Daniel Pearl, Douglas Feith, Paul Wolfowitz, all these guys were all Jews, and they had all been, and they'd been planning this since the 90s with the clean break memo of taking over Iraq. But yeah, they want hegemony in the Middle East, and they want to expand territory as much as they can. So that's it, because that will give them the leverage in the Middle East. And the last country standing really against this is Iran, which is why they hate them so much.
Yeah. That term they keep using for them. I was looking up. I did a little research about Brown University. They said we spent like $10 trillion.
Yeah, the war on terror is like, we've spent, and that's just like what they've been able to calculate. That, like, who knows all the opportunities we missed or other things that we could have done that could have been more productive and, created more
That doesn't sound like an ally. It sounds like a parasite to me.
Yeah. And it's great to see that we can finally have this conversation, bro. I remember, dude, back in 2023, before this stuff was okay to talk about, like I would have to use like code words and use sound effects and shit whenever I mentioned them. I used to like hit the cash register, cha-ching, anytime.
Call them globalists.
I would never say Jew. So it's really crazy to see just 2 years. This topic is what got me demonetized, bro. Like this topic is what fucked us up. Yeah, because we were talking about this shit before October 7th. And back then, the censorship was so strong. If you even uttered Zionism or Jews or any of this shit, like you would immediately get put on a hit list by Media Matters, ADL, SPLC, all these fucking watch groups. And they would contact YouTube or these platforms and say, hey, are you aware that this anti-Semite's on your platform, blah, blah, blah. And they would like ban you. But now, since everybody's coming out talking about this stuff, they can't ban everybody, right? The genie's out the bottle. But prior to October 7th and the genocide, bro, like you talked about this, it was a one-way ticket to Banville. So that's precisely what got me demonetized.
Wow, because that word now, man, that's a weapon.
What was that?
They used to weaponize against people and ban you.
Oh, get you debanged, like get you banned off platforms. Like it was, now it doesn't have as much power, right? But I predict, the censorship is going to come back. That's a big thing that they talked about during this whole Jewish Republican coalition. Levin straight up, we're going to censor them. We're going to deplatform them. Like,
they're no different than the left. They're doing the exact same tactics.
I've said it before. Dude, censorship is Jewish.
Yeah.
People laugh when I say that, but I'm dead ass. Like censorship is a Jewish construct. Dead ass, man. It is a Jewish construct, man. The Bolsheviks did it when they took over in Russia. The first law they put in place, anti-Semitism punished by death.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Carlson, or whether it's Nick Fuentes. For 6 months, I've been fighting these bastards, whether it's Tucker Carlson, or whether it's Nick Fuentes, and I've been looking over my shoulder looking for help. And you know what I found? Nothing. Nothing. We're here today to do something about this. What do you mean we don't cancel people? We canceled David Duke. Donald Trump canceled David Duke. We canceled Pat Buchanan. We canceled the John Birch Society. We canceled Joseph Sobran. We canceled pornography on TV. We cancel stuff all the damn time. Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters, American haters, Churchill haters. You're damn right we're going to cancel them and deplatform them.
He wants
That's
to
called the
cancel
market
Tucker
system.
Carlson?
Yeah.
They don't have a lifetime job like a bureaucrat who we're going to protect. And if they're your friend, there's something wrong with you.
Wow.
No Hitler admirer, Holocaust denier, platformer should be anybody's friend, as a matter of fact.
No friends, no platform, no nothing, huh?
No.
You don't get to wrap your psychotic, mental, unhinged, Nazi, Klan,
He called it his Nazis.
jihadist bullshit around American patriotism.
I thought they killed Charlie Kirk because of rhetoric like this.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's, you know,
Yeah. Is it more?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You don't get to claim you're MAGA and America first when you're lining up with the Marxists and the Islamists and Hamas and the terrorists.
What? What?
The cowards. We're surrounded by cowards who have microphones, who have TV cameras, who have websites, who have columns. Cowards. It's spelled C-A-R-L-S-O-N.
Wow, he's gonna spell it.
It's spelled
Think he spelled Carlson.
F-U-E-N-T-E-S.
Fuentes.
It's spelled O-W-E-N-S.
Oh, that's
It's spelled
shocking.
B-A-N-N-O-N.
Bannon.
It's spelled Marjorie Trader Green. You can figure
What?
it out yourself. And they're not alone.
Wow.
How are we going to attack the Mandamis and the Talibs and the Omars and the Sanders and the rest of them
Damn, they're throwing
when
us
in our
all in
own
one big
house,
group.
this poison is spreading? We've got to take care of business. We can fight the enemy on the other side. But the problem is, the more daunting problem, the more complicated problem is when they're in our house.
Yeah,
That-
that freedom
and
of speech, man. That's the
And
problem.
I'm
for
telling you,
guys.
bro, that is a declaration of war because the past 2 years, right? Well, Israel's been fighting this fight. They kind of took their finger off the pulse of media. They were more concerned with, all right, we need to, you know, attack Gaza, attack Lebanon, attack Iran, wage this war with the 12-day war, etc. So what's kind of happened is they've been focusing more on the conflict versus controlling the media as usual.
Right.
Now that we have the ceasefire and the war in general is kind of over, even though they're still striking Gaza, now they have to basically fix the reputation that they've destroyed over the past 2 years. This is why Netanyahu's been running around doing more interviews. He did trigonometry, Tatum,
Tatum, yeah.
PBD. There's one other he did. I'm trying to Nelk, which was retarded.
You
Right?
can tell all that was deliberate.
Oh, 100%. Because you knew, and it's only 30 minutes, right? I'm sure they probably had to they gave the questions beforehand, etc. Softball interviews,
Right.
Because they understand, oh, wow, we are losing influence in the United States. We need to repair our thing. So he started doing interviews. Larry Ellison buys fucking TikTok, right? Now you can't talk about AIPAC and from the river to the sea and all this other stuff is banned, right? It's more Israel friendly. Jordana Cutler, head of relations over at Meta, they're starting to censor more now on Meta and Facebook. She used to work for Netanyahu directly. TikTok also hired a former IDF soldier, I think maybe from Unit 8200, to do the trusted safety at TikTok. Now Twitter, they changed the algorithm. Have you guys noticed more like pro-Israel stuff on your timeline? I've seen way more pro-Israel stuff. So they changed that. They started paying influencers $7,000. Netanyahu met with a bunch of them when he was here at the UN like a month ago, strategizing how they're going to combat this. So basically, the Hezbollah police are starting to gear up and they're getting ready. And now at this coalition, I look at this as more of a declaration of war on anyone that has been critical of Israel, especially on the right. And now that they are done with the conflict for the most part, they're gearing up to do a mass censorship is what I think. Because, and I think the big reason why they're doing is in order to wage the war in Iran that they want, they do need U.S. support. They can't do it themselves. So they're going to have to alter the landscape a little bit to be more favorable before they go full on again with Iran. Because I think they're going to try to hit them again either by the end of this year or sometime next year. So
I think if we go to war with Iran, that's gonna kill all the momentum Trump has. And the
oh
Republican
yeah,
Party.
it'll mess them up.
Yeah,
big time. And you know, I don't even like the fact that he bombed.
What was
bombed
the
Iran.
whole purpose behind that? They said they have the right to defend themselves. Well, they think Iran's going to build a nuke and then they're going to nuke Israel.
Yeah.
And then why would anybody create a
Guarantees their
nuke?
death.
Why would somebody create a nuke just to start a nuclear war? It doesn't make no sense.
You know, it's funny because Israel's saying, oh, you guys can't have a nuclear bomb, but they have a nuclear bomb.
Right.
And it's an illegal one that's unacknowledged that they stole their uranium from us. So it's like, you know, and the interesting thing is like, and this is one thing that I think Trump made a big mistake on, pulling us out of the Iran nuclear deal was horrible, right? Because what ended up happening was Mike Pompeo, who at the time I think was the National Security Advisor, then he became the Secretary of State. 2018, they pull out the nuclear deal. Next year, they designate the IRGC as a foreign terrorist organization, FTO. And then in 2020, they kill Qasem Soleimani, who ran the IRGC and the Acts of Resistance.
Soleimani, yeah, I remember.
And they did the airstrike on him in Iraq, which they used some weird Iraqi law from the Patriot Act to do, which you can make the argument that was illegal too. And they did all this because of the Jewish lobby. An enormous amount of pressure from the Adelsons, like, hey, we don't want them to be a part of this nuclear deal. So Trump basically came in and sabotaged it, and made them on the terrorist watch, put them on the terrorist watch list or whatever as FTO. And we haven't had good relations with them since. But they were cooperating with the agreement because they wanted the sanctions gone. But the Israel lobby was like, no, we can't do it because they're building a nuclear bomb, blah, blah, blah. Them enriching uranium to a higher degree was more from a negotiation standpoint than them actually building a nuclear bomb, right? They know that if they get a nuclear bomb, it's going to put them in a very bad position diplomatically. But it's like, it's the only way that they can really defend themselves versus Israel. Israel's been assassinating their scientists, killing their high-ranking military officials, etc., with impunity for decades. So they're like, okay, these guys have a nuclear bomb. The only way we're going to be able to defend ourselves from these crazy fucks is we need to have a nuclear bomb too. And honestly, I think them having a nuclear bomb would probably create more stabilization in the Middle East because it would check Israel. Now, no one wants to talk about this because they're like, oh, no, of course not. But I look at it like, if we're going to have the right to protect our national security and stuff, why can't other countries do that as well?
We
because
believe
Israel's
in democracy,
a rogue
right?
state. Yeah, Israel's a fucking rogue state that bombs and attacks all their enemies. So I like, if I'm going to be in Iran's shoes, that's the only way they can really fight back. And us bombing them, I think it backfired because this is what happened. We thought bombing them and doing all this, we would decapitate the government to a degree where the people would rise up and take over. This is why that Shah, remember, he was like doing all these interviews and doing commercials and fucking Farsi. Hey, rise up, people! The government's down. Israel hit them really hard. Come back and take your country. Failed. No one rose up. It actually did the opposite. When they got attacked that day, back in June, everyone started rioting in the streets saying, we need to hit these Israelis back. And the people that didn't like the government, that didn't like the Ayatollah, all of a sudden banded behind the government and rallied around the flag because though they might not like Khamenei and the theocracy, they hate Israel more. So they're like, fuck that. This is a Pearl Harbor event. We're going to fight back. So it actually backfired. They got the people that were disgruntled with the government to get behind the government so they can attack them back. And the next thing you know, the fucking Iranians started hitting the Israelis back very hard. And another thing that the media, American media, like totally fucking lied about was Iran's capabilities of hitting Israel back very hard. They hit a bunch of Mossad sites, Shin Bet sites, a lot of strategic locations. And the Israelis, what they did was they made it illegal. If any journalist was like capturing what got hit, they would put him in jail. There was like footage of many different international journalists like trying to record what was happening. And the police and the Israeli government officials would tell them, get the fuck out of here. Don't record this. Because they didn't want the Iranians to see what they hit and then refine the GPS coordinates and then hit them again. But they were hitting them really hard, bro. And the Iron Dome was not able to intercept everything. And a big reason why the war ended, they'll never admit this, was because the interceptor missiles that they were using cost significantly more money than the missiles that Iran was shooting into Tel Aviv and into Haifa. So if the war had kept going, this was a warfare style that the Israelis simply could not maintain because the interceptor missiles are way more expensive than missiles that they were shooting. They got like $10,000, $20,000 drones that are getting shot down by these interceptor missiles, which are like hundreds of thousands each. So they couldn't sustain that warfare for long, and they were getting hit hard. But the American media didn't report on it. But now it's starting to come out, because I have seen some Israeli media, damn, they hit us pretty hard, right? But it's hard to find. It's in Hebrew. But it's been completely avoided in American media.
I came across a bunch of fake videos of Iranians celebrating Israel bombing Iran. Did you see those? I was like, this is so fake. Very
fake. And the Iranians don't like Israel for a multitude of reasons. Like, it is true that they were fragmented in their government. Because I actually talked with an Iranian guy about this. He's Iranian himself. So basically what happened, so they have two parties just like us, right? They got the reformists, which are their versions of the Democrats, and then they got the conservatives, which is their Republican Party. And the reformists have been wanting to do diplomacy with the West for a very long time to relieve the sanctions. They have crippling sanctions going on right now, right? That's why they jumped in a nuclear deal, brought inspectors in, all this crap. They wanted to normalize relations and finally start making some money off their resources. But the conservatives were like, no, we can't trust these guys. They backstabbed us every single time. We can't trust them. And there's been this rift in the government for a very long time with Iran. Half wants to work with the West and relieve the sanctions, others don't trust them. When Israel attacked, and not only did they attacked when there was a planned meeting on fucking Sunday in Qatar, by the way.
Right.
You know, because the context matters. They hit them on like a Thursday or a Friday. They were supposed to meet with Steve Witkoff in Qatar for the nuclear stuff. So they didn't see it coming, right? So when they got hit, not only did they get hit, they got hit really hard, and it was in the middle of negotiations. So that was the first time where the reformists and the conservatives came together and said, fuck these guys.
Right.
We're going to start hitting them. And they started raining fucking missiles down into Tel Aviv, and they hit them really hard. And it's funny, too, because like a lot of the strategic sites were actually in Tel Aviv in highly populated areas. So what were they doing? Using the Israelis as fucking human shields. I've heard that one before, right?
Yeah.
Did the same exact shit that Hamas did, and they complained for. Every fucking accusation is actually a confession. But yeah, dude, it was like hundreds of millions of dollars a day to defend themselves, and they just could not keep that up. Those interceptor missiles were going like this, and that's the big reason why the war had to end.
Right. Our next election, presidential, I think a lot of people on the right, our allegiance to Israel's, everybody's eyes are open now. Do you think the next candidate for the Republican Party for president, if they have this strong allegiance to Israel, it will cause them not to vote or not to support the Republican Party?
That's a really good question, bro, because the problem with the GOP is that on this side, we're owned by the Jews, right? We got to have a very honest discussion about this.
Oh, definitely.
The Republicans are owned by the fucking Jewish lobby. It's really bad. And I would argue that's actually the last bastion where they have support.
Exactly.
Right. And they feel it. And that's why they had this fucking, coalition meeting, and we're not working with the Heritage Foundation anymore. Tucker needs to be banned. All these guys need to be censored, blah, blah, blah. Ben Shapiro dropped the fucking 40-minute video talking smack. You know what I mean? Like, bro, they're in full defense mode, these guys.
Yeah.
You know, full on fucking defense mode. So they see the walls closing in, and the last place of refuge for them is the Republican Party. So, I think JD's probably going to run into 2028, maybe Rubio. I think they're going to run, but, I see maybe one or two more elections where this whole Israel's our greatest ally thing is going to be a campaigning thing. And actually, Charlie passing away, tragically, he was a big supporter of Israel, and him, and now that we're seeing all these people kind of get red pilled on Israel, like Charlie kept a lot of that away. Because if you guys notice, even more people are getting woke to this crap since he's passed away. So, and look, I spoke with Charlie before. I disagree with him on Israel, but I think everything else he stood for was great. Right. The family unit, being devout, being a good man, etc. This was really the only thing I disagree with him on. And obviously what happened to him was terrible. And it's funny too, or interesting, is the next day I was supposed to do a debate in Asheville, North Carolina. Ended up having to cancel it. So for me, it hit really close home because there weren't many people that were going out and talking to these crazy fucks on college campuses. It was like me, him, Crowder just started doing it again. But at the time he passed, it was really just me and him that were doing it because it is very hostile and dangerous to do it.
But I was always leery about that. I said, man, when I look at it, I said, man, y'all crazy.
It's a pain in the ass
logistically.
Security
detail is a joke.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass logistically. So not many people did it, so rest in peace to him. But yeah, he was, since he's passed away, more and more people have been getting red pilled on the Jews. And I mean, that goes to show that he was a big supporter of them. And I think he was trying to deal with the problem before he passed. I remember he did a video with a bunch of young people from Turning Point. Hey, what's your issues with Israel? Let's have a discussion about this. Let me bring Dave Smith on to debate, Josh Hammer, right? So he was like kind of trying to, okay, there's a big shift here. We need to change. The letter came out where he was telling Netanyahu, look, we got a PR problem here. So he was trying to stop this great mass awakening from happening, but he was tragically passed away.
I think it's very important. We need to point out that he didn't choose the Israel lobby over Tucker Carlson.
Yeah. And I commend him for that because, when you're getting that much money from them, right? Him even platforming Tucker or allowing someone like a Dave Smith. People forget Dave Smith's a libertarian. He's not really a right winger or a Democrat. He's a libertarian. So like having him on to debate Hammer on the stage at Turning Point USA, like that pissed a lot of people off.
Right. Yeah.
So he got a lot of heat for that, and then obviously having Tucker on, yeah, they were pissed because like one thing I've noticed about these guys is like they don't want to have discussion. They just want you gone. Like there's no debates. Like why do we support Israel? Anti-Semite, get them out of here. Like they'd rather just ban you than talk to you.
They can't. Their positions on the whole Israel issue with the United States. They can't stand up to scrutiny.
I've said it before. It's an indefensible position.
Right.
It's literally an indefensible position because, like,
especially when you're Christian.
Yeah. If you're arguing from the Christianity standpoint, it makes no sense.
And these are pro-lifers we're talking about.
Yeah. That's actually a good point. Yeah. No, you're right because it's like, hey, we shouldn't abort babies, but what about babies getting bombed in Gaza? A lot of them Christian too. So
like Tatum was like he's pro-life.
Yeah.
And he was at that same meeting, and he talked, and he said he wants to turn that place into a parking lot.
Yeah.
But he says he's pro-life.
And he denied,
Christian.
and when I said it's a genocide, he denied it.
It ain't no genocide.
Yeah, it ain't no genocide. You know, fuck around and find out. It's like, bro.
We got him right here.
Okay.
God has said. I know what the principles of God mean to people like me as a Christian. And we have to stand by those principles to the very end.
Why's he got a gold chain on?
I would like you guys to hear a bold and courageous, but this is the time to be more bold than ever before. Anti-Semitism in America is out of control.
Wait a minute.
It's no longer a time where you can sit back and watch others perform and watch others stand up for what's right. You have to get off of your butt, get on the line or wherever you need to get and stand up for what's real and what's true. And let me say this.
That fade clean though.
I will never capitulate.
That's a clean fade.
I will never give credence to foolish people who are anti-Semitic, who are racist, people who hate America. I will never support them.
Who are these people?
I don't care how long you've been podcasting.
Basically us.
He's talking about Nick Fuentes, but I don't think he's racist. I think he's prejudiced.
Yeah, well, everybody's racist to a degree, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be.
He's racist against people that don't agree with Israel.
Yeah, it's like, bro, everybody, this whole thing of like calling people racist or whatever, it's like so gay. Because it's like, bro, everybody is inherently racist to a degree, bro. If we're walking down the street, we see 5 in Nike tracksuits. Bro, we're all crossing the street, bro. Like all of us. None of us gonna go there to, let me test it out because I believe in civil liberty. Fuck that.
Right.
Bro, we're crossing the street, bro. Fuck that, man.
Right,
You know, they get mad when people say like, "Oh, I don't want to live around black people." Bro, nobody wants to live around black people. Even me, us. The black flight is real, man. Nobody wants to be around these guys, man. Come on. It's like we just sit here and deny the truth. Like, oh, look at you hate yourself. I just don't want to die.
You know what's crazy? Me and Kevin figured out when it was like 10, 11 years old because we kept having horrible experiences with black kids on the black side of town. I didn't even want to go to the black side.
Right.
I said, man, because a kid pulled a gun on us.
Yeah, I remember my black
10.
friend.
I get more racism from blacks than anybody else.
Oh, most definitely. I think black people are way more racist.
Way more, bro. Yeah. And like they'll sit there, right? Like I love it because like, you know, people like us, right? Because like we're on the right wing and, you know, we're around the white people more. They're like, oh, look at these guys. These guys are the whites don't even like them. They hate them, blah, blah, blah. Bro, you might get one retard on Twitter that calls us or whatever, right?
That's an anomaly.
But that's an anomaly, bro. It's like I get more love from white nationalists. They rock with me more and show me more support and respect than these. They'll sit there and take one off. Look, see, he called you an anarchist. Oh, look, he said that you're a bookie over here. All right, bro, that's like 1 out of 1,000.
Yeah.
They take this one person that says some bullshit on Twitter and think this. See, look, you guys cooning for these. They don't even like you.
Right.
You're fucking retarded, bro.
Yeah, I don't even care if they like me or not.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
I stand for what I think is right.
Yes.
That's why I stand where I stand.
Yeah, and then like, and I tell them too all the time, like, because I agree with you on that. Like, the facts are the facts. It doesn't matter if they like me or not. The truth is, nobody wants to live around it.
Right.
The truth is, they commit a disproportionate amount of violent crime relative to the fucking population.
Yeah.
The truth is that they don't like taking criticism from other people, and they look at it like, unless you're an FBA, we don't want to hear from you. And even if you are an FBI, they're going to still call you a fucking tether anyway. So blacks are very hard-headed and, and have a backwards culture where if you speak proper English, if you say ask instead of ax, or if you're fucking educated, or if most of your friends are Caucasian or whatever, they're going to call you an Uncle Tom, a
trying
whatever.
to be white.
Yeah, you're trying to be white. Like they always have these pejorative names for you when you're not a fucking nigger. Like, it's wild. If you don't behave like them, they're like, oh, wait, you don't like Kool-Aid? Get the fuck about it. Like, it's like, bro, I hate fried chicken. I hate it. I want grilled chicken. Oh, you white. Like, oh, excuse me for not wanting to be a fat piece of shit with acne on my face, Jamal. Yeah. But it's like, damn, but it's like, it's like, it always pisses me off how it's like they just sit there and say, oh, you guys for the white, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you this, white niggas support. You want everything for free. Right? Yeah, like, bro, you
I'll tell you what, man, before I went into politics, we did comedy shows, and I thought the love was amazing.
Yeah.
But when I came out as Republican, we come out to a standing ovation. Yeah. We leave to a standing ovation. And then they buy all our merchandise after our shows. They support the hell out of us. It feel like you on cloud nine when you walk out on stage.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It puts chill. I'm just thinking about it. Puts chills all over my body.
Yeah, no, and look, it's, people sit there and say, oh, you guys or whatever, but it's like, bro, you don't even want to live around this. So what are you talking about? So it's just always, the thing is that we're okay with saying the truth, even though it hurts the group that we're representing, right? So like, I'll give you another example. I'm Muslim, come from a Muslim household. I don't think it's appropriate to pray in fucking Times Square. I got so much slack for that. Oh, what are you talking about? They play the church bells. Well, this is a Christian country. No, it's not. And then they go ahead and have a whole argument there. And like, for me, I look at it like,
well, we're a majority Christian, but that doesn't mean we're a Christian country.
You don't think we are?
No, this is a Christian country.
I think this is a Christian country.
I think the majority of the country is Christian. Yeah, but which you could say is a Christian, but it's not necessarily because we don't even use it in our schools, our churches. In our schools, you can't pray the Ten Commandments. They banned it.
Yeah, no, of course, but But our ideals are based on the Bible, right? Like a lot of our ideals are based on the Bible, and I consider America a Christian country.
Yeah, it's a Christian country. Because the majority of the people here are Christian.
And then when you're sworn in, they swear you in on the Bible. They don't swear you in on a fucking Torah or Quran, right? Like
not the Talmud,
or the Talmud, right? Like so I to me, I look at it like obviously the framers were all Christian. And I look at this as a Christian country. So I look at it like when, as a Muslim, like you're here as a guest, man, and like praying out in public and disrupting people. I'm like, I don't know if that's like a good idea. Like, it's like, we already have all this propaganda that's anti-Muslim that the Jews push out. It's like, do you want to really exacerbate the problem and like confirm the stereotypes?
Totally.
Right?
Totally
so like,
agree.
that's my thing. Cause like I got in like a discussion with Sneeko about this, and they're like, "Oh well, this isn't a Christian country. We should be able to do what we want." Look, just because you could do whatever you want doesn't mean you should do whatever you want, right? Like if your friend invites you to the house and you kick off your fucking shoes and put them on the table and your socks are dirty and stink and shit like that, he might not tell you to get out right then and there, but he's gonna probably dislike you coming over or like think twice. So I look at it like, look, there's mosques everywhere. You can pray everywhere. Why shut down a portion of Manhattan to a Times Square to pray with loudspeakers and shit?
You're doing too much.
It's doing too much, bro.
And it seems like you're trying to take over.
Right. And that's how a lot of people interpret it.
That's the way people are going to spend it. That's the way people are going to spend it.
Precisely. And when I say this to them, they get mad at me. And I tell them, look, idiots, I listen to both sides. I listen to what people are saying on this side, the American Christians, and I also listen to you guys. I'm bringing you guys to the middle. They think this about us. When you guys do this exacerbates the problem. Right? It confirms the stereotypes. That's why, like, I'm sure you guys have seen, like, there's a lot of like people that are like anti-Islam all over Twitter.
Oh yeah.
And what do they do?
Hate Muslims.
Yeah. And they, what do? They pull the clips of them praying out loud, praying in public. They're pulling the Dearborn
all they're
clips.
doing is praying.
Yeah. But they spin it in a certain way, right? With the adhan playing 5 times a day in Dearborn, etc.
But by definition, that's also anti-Semitic, right?
It is, because they're actually the real Semites.
Right.
Arabs are Semites, yeah.
How do you feel about Mamadani? They keep, I done seen this meme all over Facebook. They're using pictures of 9/11. Said, wow, they forgot so fast. They're making that comparison, like calling him a terrorist. These are conservatives. These are Republicans doing this. There's a deep hatred for Muslims in the conservative movement.
There is.
Because of 9/11 and all the propaganda around that event.
Yeah, like the war on terror was all, a lot of propaganda, anti-Muslim propaganda, and that's kind of why I'm so sensitive to it. Where I tell them, like, guys, when we do this, we reaffirm these stereotypes. But with 9/11, it's funny because you know. The Israelis were involved in that too, so it's but no one talks about that because it's been censored for so long. Some people are starting to finally wake up to it now. But I remember, dude, 2 years ago, if you talked about Larry Silverstein or the dancing Israelis or any of this stuff, they just write you off as a crazy conspiracy theorist and anti-Semite, and they wouldn't even let you talk. Right. But I think at this point now, Ryan Dawson made a really good documentary called Empire Unmasked, where he redid the original. It's like 3 or 4 hours, but it goes into excruciating detail about the United States deep state, the Saudi Arabian intelligence, and Israeli intelligence, and how all of these different parties were kind of working together, whether known or unbeknown to them, to facilitate this attack. And to cover the Israeli angle real quick, the long story short is this. Israeli intelligence had foreknowledge that we were going to be attacked on that day, and Israeli operatives were caught on that day dancing and celebrating, and they all had plane tickets to leave the United States the next day, and they were all working for a moving company. This moving company was owned by a guy named Dominic Suter, who fled to Israel days after the FBI captured these dancing Israelis, and he had this moving company had been paid for by Israeli intelligence. So, and he was on the list, the target list, alongside Osama bin Laden for questioning. But he fled the country as soon as they raided the urban moving systems. And there were other moving companies all across the United States that were doing something similar. So in other words, these moving companies were acting as fronts for Israeli intelligence to collect info and data on the terrorists, because a lot of these addresses that these terrorists were staying at down in Hollywood, Florida, California, etc., they were being followed by Israeli intelligence. And then some of the hijackers, especially out of San Diego, they were funded by a Saudi intelligence officer. He paid for their rent. He welcomed them into the United States. And these guys came into the United States on their real fucking name. And they got their passports out of, I think it was either Jeddah or somewhere in Saudi Arabia. But they got it from a location that the CIA was approving these visas. And basically, the CIA knew who these guys were, knew what they're involved in. And when they came to the United States, they did not share the information with the FBI, who is supposed to do all domestic terrorism. And the reason why is because they were hoping to flip these guys, get someone in, and flip them and figure out what's going on. And the Israelis were also watching these guys using a moving company as a front. So when Mohammed Atta and all these guys, because most of the hijackers were down in Florida, these guys, these dancing Israelis that were caught, they also had addresses down in Florida, in Miami Beach, and not too far from where these guys were staying in Hollywood. So it's irrefutable. There's FBI reports that show all of this stuff. Obviously, a lot of them are redacted, but it's all out there. So if anyone ever says, oh, that's just an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory, no, dude, there's literally irrefutable declassified proof, FBI 302s, everything, showing that these guys were in fact caught. They did have ties to intelligence. 2 of the guys came back as positive ties to Israeli intelligence of the dancing Israelis. There was a whole other set of Israelis that were out of Tennessee that got caught up in a ring of fake identification. And these Israelis that were caught in this ring, this separate case, one or two of them that were caught had a permit to go do work at the World Trade Center days before the attack.
That's crazy.
And they worked on the sprinkler system. So basically, when the planes hit and the fires were going on, the sprinklers didn't activate the way they were supposed to. That's why the fires spread so quickly. And these Israelis were caught days before 9/11 being in that building, and the Port Authority, who does all the maintenance, they didn't have a permit with them. So what the fuck were these Israelis doing at this building without permission from the Port Authority to be there doing sprinkler work? That doesn't make sense. And these buildings were filled with asbestos. Like they were not making money. They were losing money on this. And then Larry Silverstein takes out a strange terrorism insurance policy.
Yeah. How much was that policy?
Oh man, it was like shit. Brett, can you look it up real quick? I think it was like billions. With the biggest insurance payout of all time.
That's one hell of a coincidence.
Yeah, it is. And he wasn't there that day. And he's also a friend of Netanyahu. That's interesting. Oh, he had a dermatology appointment. His wife forced him to go to a dermatology appointment that day. So it's
if we know about this, why is our government so complacent about this?
Well, I think before, in the early 2000s, all we had was mainstream media, right?
Right, that's true.
Yeah, so mainstream media, spun the whole, they hate us because we're freedoms, we got to go to war, blah, blah, blah. There was no alternative media. Like Alex Jones was just starting to get his show off and stuff like that. Pause. So there was really no other narrative. And then for even past that, once we did get YouTube and everything else like that, anything that had that talked about 9/11 and Israeli links would immediately get banned.
3.55 billion.
There you go.
That's crazy. That's why it's so important for them in that TikTok deal.
Yeah, so I could talk about this real quick. So the person that ran YouTube for a very long time was a woman named Susan Wojcicki.
Yeah,
she passed away.
I met her. Yeah.
Oh, y'all met her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a YouTube event. Yeah.
So she, look, and I don't wish death upon anybody, but you know, to be objective here and honest, she was a huge proponent of censoring people that talked about what she called Jewish conspiracy theories. So if you had posted anything about 9/11 during her tenure, before October 7th, it was pretty much going to get put on the ban train. So this was heavily suppressed information for a very long time. So now it's finally coming out, and people are waking up to it, but it's taken decades because the information has been censored for so long. And not only that, Google, owned by Sergey Brin, whatever, if you talk about dancing Israelis, they call it an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. So if they've done everything in their power to suppress this, now it's coming out, thankfully. But it's irrefutable that there were Israeli fingerprints all over fucking 9/11, whether it's another funny thing. So these guys were getting fake identification documents in Tennessee, right? Or somewhere in the Midwest, one of these states. And the DMV person that they were working with getting this stuff, she mysteriously dies in a fiery car accident. Interesting. And then when they investigated the thing, she was killed before the fire caught on fire. The car caught on fire. So you have the person giving them the fake documents dying mysteriously right before she's supposed to testify. A couple of these guys were in the World Trade Center days before the attack. There's a bunch of art students, like, you know, trying to get into DEA buildings all across the place, right? Israeli spy art students. So, like, all of this stuff was going on right around the same time. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you this. There's a lot of people that think Israel killed Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
I looked at some slowed down video. They're making accusations that his lapel mic.
Yeah.
Because we all seen the pagers. They unlocked. They said it was the microphone
that blew up or something like that, right? You know, with the Charlie Kirk assassination, I don't know what to believe. You know, at this point, you know, what I will say is this: the official story doesn't add up, and since the official story doesn't add up, people are coming up with their own theories. You know, and that's what ends up happening. And I think, you know, well, the FBI is doing the case, but they haven't really charged it. So it's really the state police that are running it out of Utah, the state Bureau of Investigation, probably, which is like their equivalent of the FBI, because they're the ones that actually brought the charges. They're working with the state attorney, DA, so they're the ones running it. I think that they need to be more transparent about this case. There's more, the way they released the footage and the information they gave us, it's created more questions than answers.
Yeah, why didn't they have an autopsy though? I think his wife didn't want it.
That's weird too, and it's mandated. Like if in a homicide that you have to do a
we can't
autopsy.
even confirm how he died.
Yeah, there's questions all over the place.
The guy that's in jail for it, he shot a rifle and it had is it true it was a .32 round?
Yeah, they said 30-06 or something like that.
30-06, something like that. Your head would blow up like a pumpkin.
Yeah, which is like,
they said it would have it exploded.
Yep.
But he's just got this clean hole.
Yep.
So
things don't add up. Like, yeah, the 30-06 issue. The footage that they have of him running on the roof. Why do they not show us the footage of him prone and taking the shot?
Right.
We only just see him running across the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. And then also on top of that, like the text messages between him and his lover are odd.
Right.
And strange.
Don't seem authentic.
Not at all. The way that he's speaking to him is strange. So it's like there's all these,
Where was he in that weapon he had? I never saw him carrying it. Or
like he had like a rifle bag when he was running, right? But like,
so he broke the rifle down, right?
No one knows. It's like some people are saying it was a Mauser that was old that can't be broken down. Some people are saying he did break it down. So it's like, and this is the problem. Whenever you're not transparent, people start coming up with their own theories, and then like people don't know what to believe. And this is the issue with the FBI and law enforcement in general, and this is why people's trust is so down. Like in an age of open information where everything is out there, I think, you know, for this case especially, since it has so much public interest, they should just come out and share everything, dude. Like, just be transparent about it. It's not a fucking terrorism case. It's a murder homicide case. It's not of national security threat for you guys to share this information.
Right.
Be transparent. Give the information to the people so that they can have more trust in the government in general. Because at this point, they've done such a shitty job of being transparent that no one trusts the government anymore. And I think with this one, since it has so much interest, bro, like, just release the info.
Yeah.
You know, be more transparent. Like, you know, because the official narrative is not adding up and no one buys it.
Hey, a lot of people have been talking about Erica Kirk, about her behavior and how she's hugging people and people are judging her. You know, she's really been put on a microscope.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to admit, too, it looks pretty weird.
It does. Yeah, I mean,
I saw some women are touchy-feely.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All those hoes.
Yeah, Joe Biden's one of those people. He doesn't understand personal space. Yeah.
You know, she's in a difficult spot because her husband dies in front of millions.
That's crazy.
The way, you know, we've all
seen
seen
how my
the graphic
wife would
footage.
function after something like that.
Yeah.
And she's put in front of cameras every day.
Yeah.
How does she do that? I have no idea.
You know, so everyone obviously feels for her. But then I think between her doing the weird Instagram story, holding his hands as he's in the casket, you know, these weird photo ops of like, you know, crying without tears and, you know, coming out and doing the memorial with pyrotechnics like his WWE and shit like that.
Yeah, what?
Like, you know, and people say
selling merchandise.
Everyone, yes, and then also I didn't know this, but like a lot of people I guess are subscribed to TPUSA on email. Like after he passed away, apparently they sent a bunch of fucking emails saying donate, right? And then I also heard that like booth prices, if you were trying to get a booth at AmFest, tripled, right?
Right.
Like to damn near 20K. It was like 5K, and now it's like 20K.
Yeah.
So.
It's like a quick money grab.
Yeah, and I think it's, you know, at this point it's kind of irrefutable between increasing booth prices, saying donate more, merch, selling all this stuff. You know, it doesn't look good optically, right? It doesn't look good. And look, I get it. Charlie was the heart and soul of the organization. They're probably building a war chest fund right now and monopolizing. They're capitalizing on obviously this so that they can have money for years. They're probably losing maybe some donors and shit like that. Right. So. Because we know that some of them were not happy with him platforming Tucker and shit like that. So maybe she's doing it to be future proof. But you know, there's no denying that optically it looks bad, and you know, a lot of libs are loving it. They're like, yes, they're all over it, bro. Like, why are you touching JD Vance like that? Why are you wearing these leather pants? Why do you cry without tears? Like
the look on JD Vance's face is priceless.
Yeah,
I got that clip.
He's like,
no one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD, in Vice President JD Vance. I do. And that's why I'm so blessed to be able to introduce him tonight, because he understands the fight that we're up against. And he can articulate that in a way that transcends. He's an amazing man. No one will ever replace my husband.
I never really seen the hug though.
No.
I just seen pictures.
yeah. She like there we go.
Okay, that didn't look that bad. The pictures.
Yeah, the pictures
stills.
make it look worse.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think that this is that bad.
Right.
Honestly, it's weird
I
a
just
little
came
bit.
across pictures. Her fingers is underneath his hair.
Yeah, like people, you know, obviously are running with it. Like, and here's the thing, right? What like.
That didn't look bad at all.
Yeah, when you actually play
video.
the full video, it's like, all right, bro, like whatever. But yeah, if you take a still, it looks crazy, right? right.
I feel about to take a picture with this fitness influencer.
Yeah.
Chief's hand was on her boob like
I didn't even realize it.
He was totally
shit.
grabbing.
He's the girl.
man.
Like, you're the girl, right? Now
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
the
just putting my
girl. I'm
arm
like
around.
this.
But she's a tiny girl, so my hand comes all the way around.
He's like
yeah.
handful of boob.
Yeah.
And, she
that's,
didn't say nothing.
and that's kind of like, you know, I guess one of the consequences of being in the social media age.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like
People gonna
they'll
scrutinize
take a
you.
picture. I'll give you one. So like everyone says, uses this old picture of me, right? Well, let's go ahead and address this right now. Of like me on a bed with some white dudes, pause. Right?
Right.
So this, and they always say this like, look, Myron, you're gay, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Bruh, that photo was taken like in 2011, 2012. I was a rower in college, Division I at Northeastern.
Oh, okay.
We used to do spring training trips and go down to Florida because obviously the water's frozen in December up north. So we were in Sarasota, Florida doing a training trip. We had practice at like 4 or 5 a.m. I am not a morning person. I hate being a morning person, and I don't like waking up. So my teammates would fuck with me. As I was in my room sleeping.
Yeah, white boys always doing some gay shit.
Yeah. You guys come to the military. You guys get it.
Yeah.
So they break into my fucking room, right? At like 4 a.m.
Damn savages.
Turning the fucking lights on like this and shit like that, play techno music and shit. And they wake me up.
Yeah.
And then so I'm sitting there because you can see I'm under the covers like this.
Yeah.
And the guy, my buddy Eric, he's like on top of me like this. And that was that picture was taken at that moment when they were fucking with me to wake me up.
Right,
That's why my eyes are closed like this and I'm sitting there. And people are like, look, see, this guy's gay. Bruh, like, have you never played a sport? Have you never been in the military? Have you ever not been around like
a bunch of guys?
Well, yeah, a bunch of guys. Like when people say that dumb shit, I'm like, you clearly have never had like a brotherhood.
A bunch of young guys at that.
Yeah, like this is what young guys do. They do dumb shit like that. So that picture was taken at that moment and it looked crazy. But when you have the full context, it's like a break-in my room, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not a morning person. It's hilarious to them. They're flicking the lights and shit. We're getting ready for practice. Now it makes sense. But people always omit context to try to sell some stupid-ass narrative.
Yeah, right.
And I've answered this like I've like talked about this before, and like people keep saying, "You see, you're gay. Look at this picture I got, nigga. What the? It's called being a Division I athlete, retard. Your fat ass over here sweating bacon grease, talking shit about me.
Yeah, right.
There's always some like fat black bitch too. It's always a fat black bitch that says it. Look, you gay.
That's the worst thing you could tell.
Yeah, bro. That's how they come at you.
Culture.
Like they can't beat my arguments about them being fat and insufferable and the average black woman wearing 187 pounds.
Yeah.
So they gotta be like, look, you gay. It's like, okay, bitch. Like, all right, Shaniqua. This is why nobody likes y'all. That's why black women are rated the lowest on dating apps. That's why you guys don't wear your real hair. That's why you're fat, you're annoying and loud. It's like, fuck, man.
Have you ever dated a black woman? I have.
Like, seriously?
Yeah.
Never seriously, no.
You just bang them?
Yeah, bang and maybe hang out here and there, but never like seriously. Never seriously. You know, you get a craving for chocolate every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, it's come on. You know, it's like, you know.
I can see Byron. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck me a black bitch tonight.
You know, you get the itch like 3 to 4 times a year, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a quarterly thing. I'll tell you this though, bro. They're the oh man, because I'm in real estate, so I've like
Oh, you do real estate?
Yeah, I got like 20 properties, whatever. I'll tell you this, man. These black bitches are the worst tenants. Every time I got to evict somebody, it's a bro. Every time. It's fucking black people, man. It's like, god damn. Like,
it's always black people?
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all, yeah, bro. And the crazy part is like sometimes they'll have Section 8, right? They'll have Section 8. Government pays like 90% of the thing. They only got to chip in like $100 or $200. They don't even pay that. And I'm nice about it. I wait like 6 months, like, hey, bro, like you owe me like $1,200. Like, can you fucking pay the thing? Whatever. I've been nice about this. Oh, sorry, man. I'll get it to you. Never does it. I'm like, bro, I gotta evict you, man, and all this other shit's like a pain in the ass.
Right. Hey,
it's always man.
Yeah. We've been watching some of your clips been going viral.
Which one?
The one the man on the street stuff? Yeah.
Man on the bro, is at this point now it's like, okay, the street interviews, when I'm debating people? Yeah.
This one guy, he was so annoying. Pull that one up.
I got a bunch.
Yeah, what's that one that just kept cutting him off and giving him direction not to make certain facial expressions? Yeah, face porn or something.
Was it this little Jewish kid?
It's
oh yeah, that was funny.
And you're just bombing and killing a bunch of people. This is why it's a genocide going on. This is why nobody likes Israel.
But nobody likes you clearly. So I mean, it's like,
dude, you're Jewish.
I think I should be,
dude, you're Jewish.
Asking me the questions. You should be
dude, you're fucking Jewish and nobody cares. Honestly.
And what are you?
Like,
and what are you?
I'm an American patriot.
Yeah,
I'm
so
America first, America only.
I'm
Fuck Israel.
You know,
and honestly, a lot of you Jews create a lot of fucking problems. We're going to be honest here. You guys come in and you push your fucking porn. You guys come in and lie about the fucking Holocaust. You guys always will have this victim narrative. You guys want to go ahead and push feminism and LGBTQ and all that other bullshit. Matter of fact, if we're going to talk about who pushed it, Magnus Hirschfeld. He was a fucking weird gay guy, and the Nazis burned the books. Why? Because they were pushing a bunch of degeneracy. And then we went ahead and we got all this transgender bullshit going on. And what ends up happening with this transgender shit? Kill innocent kids. We got 2 Christians kids that got killed the other day because of a Jewish construct of transgenderism and homosexuality that Jews push.
Leftist construct.
Yeah, and who are the biggest leftists?
Not the Jews anymore.
Oh, what was Karl Marx?
Anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Who's a fucking Jew. So, let's be honest, we're going to have that conversation. Israel's created a lot of problems for us, and I don't want to fucking support it anymore. And we got a genocidal fucking crazy warpath people that don't give a fuck about anybody else. You guys kill innocent people all the time. You guys start a bunch of wars. We don't want to be involved anymore. Deal with your own fucking problems. Let your neighbors invade you and destroy you guys because you guys don't want to fucking exercise diplomacy. It's not our problem, dude. Honestly.
That's in a nutshell, man. That's
so that guy, so I was annoyed because he came on first, right, to debate about like Israel, Palestine. And I'm over here saying like, well, did you know that you guys killed a bunch of your own people? Hannibal directive. He didn't know any of this shit. I'm like, bro, I'm not about to sit here and explain fucking your Hasbara to you, nigga. Like, what the fuck? So I was like, yo, you know, researcher, come back. So he comes back thinking he knows what is going to happen. So that was, I think, on the second exchange where I said, you're fucking Jewish. Like, get out of here. And it's like, it's funny too, because like, whenever, like, Jews will tell you, like, if you go on a feminism website or civil rights, whatever, like, or immigration website, they'll always take credit and say, we spearheaded the, progressive movement. We spearheaded civil rights. We spearheaded feminism.
But they funded the slave trade.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. But like anytime I bring it to, because like they'll take credit for it on one side. Yeah, we brought in feminism. But if I say, yeah, Jews are fucking responsible for feminism, well, that's anti-Semitic. Bitch, you are bragging about it on this side.
Right, yeah.
So it's always the context of how you say it. But like, all the like, pernicious leftist ideology, it all comes from fucking Jews,
Charlie Kirk secular Jews.
Yeah, secular Jews, yeah.
Charlie Kirk mentioned that. They fund a lot of those charities that push that nonsense.
Yeah. And because there's a clip of me that went viral when I said Hitler was right about y'all niggas, right? What I meant was he was right about Jews subverting their government, pushing leftist ideology, not having allegiance to the host nation, rather more to themselves and to their own people. Look at Israel. And what? 100 years later, we see the same shit happening now. They control our government. They control our media. They control social media in general.
They got people in the Republican Party and attacking other Republicans.
They're the spearheads of pushing anti-Semitism legislation, getting college kids deported for talking shit about fucking Israel. Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
And then you got some of these Zionists. Well, Qatar, you're paid by Qatar. All right, nigga, if I talk shit about Qatar, you know what? Fuck Qatar. Am I gonna go to jail for that? No. Am I gonna get deported? No.
Right.
But if I say you fucking, we gotta beat that now. Don't we? So it's not even like people say, oh yeah, you talk shit about Qatar, or you're paid by Qatar. Bro, niggas can criticize Qatar all day and nothing's gonna happen. But if you say, man, these dreidel spinning you're on a list. You're on a list.
Yeah, that one guy, what was his name? Mahmoud Khalil?
Yeah.
He was actually here, I forget.
He was here on he's a green card holder.
Yeah, but he was he's got a master's degree, right?
Yeah.
He's not a criminal. They would label that dude as a terrorist and try to deport him and take his visa away. And he's still here, right?
Yeah, I think a judge ruled that it was that the deportation was unconstitutional, I think.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, and I could talk about that a little bit because I used to work in immigration. So they used a very strange immigration statute to go after him, which is basically along the lines of, if a foreign national presents geopolitical or diplomatic issues for the country, he's deportable. Something like that. It was what Marco Rubio kind of relied upon to get him to get him deported, right? Now, and then they also looked at his file.
That's totally bending the knee to Israel.
What was that? Oh,
that's
yeah.
Totally bending.
Oh, yeah, dude. And not just him. They did this to another girl out in Tufts because she wrote an op-ed being critical of Israel, saying that we need to boycott them.
Right.
And they've done this with a bunch of different people. And there's no other country that would be able to get people deported for freedom of speech. And the other thing, too, is like there's like legislation out there that there's case law where freedom of speech obviously it's the First Amendment for a reason, right? Political speech is protected. And I would argue Mahmoud Khalil and what this girl was talking about, that is political speech by definition, talking about what's going on. So you don't have to agree with it or like it, because Khalil's a leftist, right? I don't agree with him, but it's like he should be able to say what he wants to say.
Right.
Because he was the main rep, but they wanted to send a message like, we're going to deport you, blah, 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 this other shit. So I think we get into really dangerous territory once we start to police people's speech because I said it before, like if they can go ahead and do this to a visa holder, then it's going to be a green card holder. Then it's going to eventually become U.S. citizens because they're not. It's not going to stop there. It's going to continue to be more invasive.
That's what they're doing to Mamadani.
Yeah,
they're trying to deport him.
Yeah, they're trying to. Yeah, he's and I think he's a naturalized U.S. citizen. So, again, though we don't agree with these people politically from their political ideology because we're more on the right, they're more on the left. I still do think that there's a serious problem once you censor people. Hell, even what was it, Jimmy Kimmel, when he got canceled for making that distasteful joke? I was actually like, this is not a good idea. I get it. It was retarded. He shouldn't have said that about Charlie. It was rude and disrespectful. But at the end of the day, freedom of speech is freedom of speech. And by us banning him or taking him down, that is literally doing what the left did to us for years during the Biden administration.
Right. I just think it's like a two-tier justice system because Republicans get banned all the time. Their careers and lives are destroyed.
All the time.
And we don't get second chances.
No, we don't. And I think the only time I've ever seen leftists be accountable for their stupidity was after Charlie died. A bunch of people were like celebrating on TikTok, and some of them lost their jobs and shit like that.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, they had the gall to go on TikTok and dance to someone dying.
Yeah. I know.
Think about it. Like, if, I don't know, some big, let's say Hillary Clinton died or some shit, right? Or Obama. even though some of us might not agree with him, I don't think any of us would be dancing on fucking social media to that shit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like normie Republicans. I'm talking about like Republicans that like have jobs. Does that make sense? So like, if you take a right winger that doesn't like Obama, that doesn't like Hillary, right, and they have a real job, you ain't gonna catch them on TikTok dancing and say, yeah, let's go. But for some odd reason, when Charlie Kirk died, all these people started dancing and celebrating, and teachers, people, because
always teachers.
It's teachers, or I saw some cops, doctors, surgeons, and I'll tell you why. I remember you couldn't even say there were two genders for years.
Right.
So there's no way these are going to be dancing from on TikTok with Obama dying. Like most of these conservatives have families, they're older, they have kids that they have to support and shit like that. You know, they don't want to rock the boat. They don't even want to say there's two genders. They just, you know, kind of vote in silence and, hey, I agree with you silently. But on the left, they've never had to deal with censorship or consequences for their fucking actions. So these guys thought it was a heyday, like, yeah, let's dance, blah, blah. It took like Osmond Gold and other big influencers to say, let's identify these people and make them lose their jobs. So that's the only reason. But the fact that they did it in the first place proves the left never deals with censorship to the degree that we do. We have been dealing with it for a long ass time. Right. So the chutzpah, right, for lack of a better term, for them to do it proves that there is absolutely that double standard that you talked about.
These people are evil too.
Oh, dude, they want us dead. They want, dude, I get death threats every day, and it's kind of funny because it's like
it's a bunch of niggas, right?
It's and most recently Puerto Ricans. I've been getting a lot from them too.
Really? Puerto Ricans?
Yeah, because I basically like I went on a rant. So I went viral like a couple days ago, or like last week. A rant I had like months ago, right, saying how Puerto Ricans are useless and they're, you know, these are all about you celebrate their nation, but they ain't got no nation. They're cucked to us. They're a shitty ass island. Nothing's over there. You know, I talk about how their music is the same. Doom, 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 doom. It's the same fucking beat every time and shit. You know, I call them, you know, taco bitch ass. Like, you know, whatever. It's like, bro.
Reggaeton.
Yeah, you reggaeton retards. Like, I'm like, Coquito's disgusting. Like, I'm just like, you know, laying into them. Because I grew up in a town, like New Britain, Connecticut, it's all Puerto Ricans, you know. Got perfect eyebrows and shit. So I was like kind of laying into them, right? Like, you dusty ass, you guys got U.S. citizens, you guys are owned by us. And like, bro, like one of the videos went viral, and like I get a bunch of fucking messages from Puerto Ricans, bro, don't talk shit about Puerto Ricans, yo, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then also Indians have been coming at me recently as well.
Really?
Yeah, there was another clip that went viral where I said something like they stink. And they're taking over Canada.
That's a stereotype. We got stereotypes for a reason. Like I talked to Body Bills. He went to India. He said, oh my God, from the moment you get off the plane, he said, man, your eyes are watering. It smells so bad. He said everywhere it's like you got your face just under somebody's armpit or up somebody's
Curry's
butt.
Disgusting, right? Like, you know, so, but yeah, I get death threats all the time from all different types of people, lots of weirdos. Too, because I said that I don't think they should have the right to have guns, like they're mentally ill. But yeah, dude, it's just wild. And it's crazy because, like, I look at it like, you know, they're so pissed off at Charlie Kirk. He was moderate. I consider Charlie a very moderate conservative. Now you're stuck with me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to do this shit all like, fuck you. It's like, let's go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't 6 million, right? Women are retards. I truly do think that, you know, for the majority. Black people are fucking uncivilized monkeys. Like, you are stuck with me now. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, you've been doing some work with.
You guys might have to blur the Roman salute. I don't know, but
the Roman salute.
I don't want to get y'all in trouble.
Right. Yeah. Like you've been doing some scenes. Came across some videos. We've been doing some reels with woman propaganda. Yeah. What's that guy like?
He's awesome. He's funny as hell. You know, his name says it all, woman propaganda, because there's all the propaganda is for women because they're retarded. You know what I mean? They believe it. You're a queen. Be as fat as you want. Be as rude as you want. Someone will want you. It's like, bruh. It's like, and the reason why it's so funny is because, like, it's easier to advertise to women that you just tell them what they want to hear and they're all for it.
Women can be very easy to manipulate.
Oh yeah. There's a reason why advertisers target them. If you look at ads, especially over the past like 10 or 20 years, it's all female centric because they spend most of the money. They control most of the debt. You know, even Gillette. Do you guys remember that commercial?
Yeah, I remember.
With the toxic masculinity?
Right, yeah.
Bro, I was like, yo, these got some balls making this commercial talking shit about their fucking customer base. Like, could you imagine if
That's so stupid,
bro,
though.
it was, and a woman did it, right?
It
made that thing.
Trans woman? Yes, trans man.
Could you imagine, like, if we took, like, made a Victoria's Secret commercial,
right?
And we're like, hey, you dumb bitches, stop being rude to men.
Yeah.
Stop being whores. Stop being sluts. Respect your man. Start making sandwiches, bro. Victoria's Secret will plummet. Like,
right.
But like they would never do that to women, right? With their brand.
That's
but
how,
they go ahead and shit on men all day.
Yeah. That's how,
no one cares.
How absurd that damn commercial was. Like, you supposed to target your fan base. Don't shit on them.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
But that just, again, the chutzpah, right, for lack of a better term, of them to do that shows the climate that we're in. Mm-hmm. Society doesn't respect men in general.
Right.
And this is actually why people like me, Andrew Tate, Nick, etc., a lot of us are getting very popular because they've ostracized young men for so goddamn long. Mm-hmm. And not many people have pushed back and said, yo, this is fucking gay. Why are we pedestalizing these stupid bitches? Like, why are women being praised for anything that they do?
Look at that one CEO for Crate and Barrel. The way she was remodeling. I was like, Crate and Barrel. How you say it?
Cracker Barrel?
Cracker Barrel? I said Crate and Barrel. Well, they was changed it to Crate and Barrel. It looked like Crate and Barrel. Cracker Barrel looking like Crate and Barrel. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. That's like Cracker Barrel is perfect. You don't even have to touch it.
Yeah.
And then she just started remodeling it, and you was making it look like a damn furniture store.
Yeah, bro. And
it's always a woman with thick brim glasses.
Yeah, some bimbo that's like from HR, it's like a Karen gets a job and she's like, oh yeah, let's clean this up, let's make this more egalitarian. This is why women shouldn't have the right to vote, right? I've said this before, I'll say it again. We need to repeal the 19th Amendment, right? We need to take rights away from women. That's how we're gonna make things right again, because these goddamn bitches are fucking up the country, bro.
Well, that's the majority of our problems is because we have more women in leadership.
By the way, all y'all niggas owe me, by the way. I kept Kamala out the White House and back in the kitchen. I don't know if you guys heard about that. She wrote me in her book,
really?
107 Days.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate talks about it. I have the clip.
Yeah, so, we can show the clip.
She actually wrote about you.
Yeah, she wrote in her book
Kamala
about us.
Harris just admitted in her new book that I was one of the reasons she lost. And I've been saying for a very long time that the reason the liberals and the Democrats have been trying to put me in jail is because I can affect elections. And now Kamala's saying, yes, Andrew wasn't in jail. So he's one of the reasons why I lost the election. Read her book. She says it herself.
I'll get the excerpt for you guys. I have it somewhere.
Gotcha, bitch.
He mentions you.
Yeah, he made like a couple videos on it. I have the excerpt right here. So it goes, and this is a book she just released too. I think she's doing a book sign.
She's doing a book tour.
Yeah, I'm gonna go try to get my book signed. I'm gonna go in my Jewish outfit on. I have a Jewish outfit.
With the girls?
Yeah, I got one, and the glasses, all that.
Here's Tate mentioning you.
Okay.
So we're gonna try and bring on Myron now because Myron is also
a real nigga.
A real nigger. The realest of niggas. Because Myron is...
Well, one, he's late. So if that doesn't prove to you that he's a real nigger, just say it. Let's take the evidence that's presented in front of us. You're calling him a real nigger. He's late.
He's supposed to say nigger.
Yeah.
He helped Kamala.
They're British.
fail.
They don't know better.
So Kamala knows him by name, which is so fucking gangster. It's so gangster. Kamala's sitting there in bed at night talking to her fucking cucked husband.
Do you remember
Andrew Tate and
Who's a Jew?
Myron Gaines?
Yeah.
Wait,
Bro,
do you remember Kamala's fake accents?
Here, I'll read it for you guys. So it goes, pundits speak about the bro vote, the frat boy flank. I don't think of them in those reductive terms. Instead, I think about these young voters coming of age during COVID, unnaturally isolated, their lives lonely when they should have been at their most social. At the very moment their world should have been widening, it had contracted. For some, the voices that filled the void belong to Andrew Tate, Myron Gaines, and others who grab attention with get-rich fitness content, then deliver arguments that feminism is damaging to masculinity and women need to know their place.
Wow.
So, basically we took the young guy's vote, right? Because I was campaigning really hard for Trump in 2024, which I don't regret my vote still.
Yeah,
I don't like what he did with Israel, but I still think that we're way better off. And he's done quite a bit being in for 10 months, ending all these wars, signing 200 executive orders, immigration enforcing it. I think he's done a great job with the immigration.
Right.
So, yeah, you guys all know me. She's out the office and back in the kitchen, out the White House and in the kitchen. So, but yeah, dude, no, apparently she's gonna run again though. So we'll see what happens.
She's like the worst candidate ever.
Yeah,
that would be a dumb move.
They'd be better off with I think it's going to be between Newsom, AOC, or maybe Bernie. I think that's going to probably be the Democratic nominee. But if I'll say this, if JD Vance runs against Newsom, bro, we might lose, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like Newsom is a good politician. Newsom is a good politician. He doesn't do shit. California's a failed state.
Right.
But the fact that he's governor proves that he's a good politician. That would be lying and all kinds of shit. And they asked him about AIPAC like 2 weeks ago.
What did he say?
He was like, "Oh, that's interesting," and he just like kept saying it's interesting.
I didn't see that,
bro. Yeah. He was like Mike Tyson, that bitch. He was, bro, bobbing and weaving, nobody knows what to do. He's like, "Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, AIPAC. Yeah, it's just so interesting."
He would be the logical choice.
Yeah. I think
Governor of California.
I think, if anything, even though he's been like a monumental failure and everyting.
I got that clip.
You got the clip? Yeah, it's hilarious, bro.
I vote for a candidate that takes $1 from AIPAC.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I haven't thought about AIPAC. And it's interesting. You're like the first to bring up AIPAC in years, which is interesting.
Oh my God.
Why did I say that? Not relevant to my day-to-day life.
Okay.
Which is just interesting.
Listen.
It's interesting you say that. JPAC perhaps more.
JPAC.
Less and less.
JPAC.
Which is just interesting.
What's interesting about it?
Jewish PAC.
It's just interesting as you bring up AIPAC that it hasn't been part of. I'm just reflecting quite openly and honestly. Hasn't been part of the day-to-day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he said, "I'm not going to vote for anyone that takes $1 from AIPAC." And he fucking, bro, I'm telling you, that was some work, right? Like that nigga ducking and weaving and, just not something I think about day to day.
How about you? Because I'm on the fence right now. I really hate, not hate Democrats. I really disapprove of Democrats.
Okay.
But I really disapprove AIPAC funding Republican Party, and that's a big issue with Republicans. Yeah. Are you considering not voting next election?
It depends on who runs. I think with Trump, it was do or die, bro. Like it was like, and now we have the proof. YouTube admitted, we censored people because of Biden. You know what I mean? Like we were all going to be cooked. If Biden got back in.
So much censorship on Facebook.
Oh, dude.
Man.
And I'll tell you this, dude. I think we all have to vote Republican for the rest of our lives, and I'll tell you why.
I would never vote Democrat ever again.
And here's the thing. Even if we don't like the Republican candidate, we might have to vote, and I'll tell you why. If a Democrat gets in, we're all fucking cooked. Because Trump has like indicted like 5 of his enemies in the past month, right? Letitia James, mortgage fraud. John Bolton, espionage. Well, basically classified information, defense, national defense information. Who else just got indicted? James Comey, right? I think Schiff is next.
Yeah.
Right? They're definitely going to go after him.
Yeah.
They're probably going to go after Jack Smith. So they started this lawfare against Trump.
Yeah.
Now he's retaliating, even though he denies it in interviews. Like, oh, no, I'm not. Every fucking person that's going to get indicted. Come on, man. Guys been telling, hey, we got him. All right, let's go. Very nice. So, so I think if the Democrats get back in, they're going after everybody. They're going after the politicians, they're going to go after his cabinet, and they're going to go after all the influencers on the right wing that endorsed him. That's what I think. Because I think they're starting to wake up. Normies are starting to wake up, and people in D.C. that influencers have a lot of fucking pull.
They openly admitted to that. I forget who. I remember I did a post. I forget who said it, but they said when we regain power. I forget the politician said, but we're going after everybody to support him and the people that his influence.
Oh, yeah.
They openly say that.
They started this lawfare. Trump is retaliating. If a Democrat ever gets back in, we're all cooked. And I'll tell you why, too. The last election in 2024 proved unequivocally that influencers have more fucking motion and pull than traditional celebrities. And I don't think we've ever been in this time where someone like a Taylor Swift or a Beyonce or a LeBron James, A-list celebrities with millions of followers.
Right.
They don't have as much juice as streamers when it comes to influencing things. Right. They might be more famous. Right. They might be more known worldwide. But influencers are the ones that are actually able to get people to go out and vote because they're able to influence them. Because people can relate more to an Aiden Ross than to a LeBron James.
Right.
People can relate more to me than to a Beyonce or a Taylor Swift or some other A-list actor, because
they pulled everybody to woodwork. Oprah, everybody came out. And
everybody
still
came,
lost
and she lost by So that proved to me, Trump on one side, it's like a crazy experiment, A/B experiment. Trump does Aiden Ross. He does influencers. He does regular podcasts. Kamala does no regular podcasts except for like Call Her Daddy. He does Rogan. He does all these people.
That was whack.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and that was her base anyway.
Yeah.
Like all the people that watch this retarded podcast are going to vote for you anyway. You need to go on adversarial platforms, dummy. I think her not doing Rogan fucked her up.
Yeah.
Right. And it was only an hour.
Got totally destroyed on Rogan.
Yeah. Oh, you got to come to me and shit, bitch. What do you think this is?
I don't fault her for not going on because that was a suicide mission.
Yeah, but that goes to show how out of touch the Democrats were.
Yeah. Right,
So what ended up? So she lost the election, and what this election proved is that you can't rely on endorsements from A-list celebs anymore to actually get people to go out there and vote for you.
Yeah, it's a waste of money.
It's a big waste of money.
Cardi B, that is crazy.
Yeah, retarded. Absolutely retarded.
Who listens to Cardi B? You got to be brain dead to listen to her. She's still trying to dabble. Yeah, Glorilla. It's like she's still trying to dabble in politics. She'd say, hey, I tried to tell you Trump supporters. Now look, they taking y'all SNAP benefits like Trump supporters is on welfare.
Yeah.
Like all these people complain about, hey, they took my SNAP benefits. I have not seen one Trump supporter complain about it.
No.
Not one.
Nope. It's always.
Yeah.
You know? And the SNAP benefits that he took, he didn't even really take it. It's like you just need to show proof that you work to get it. Like you have to show a certain amount of hours. Like it's like, God forbid you got to work a little bit, Jamal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is, man. So like that election proved that influencers absolutely have sauce. So I think if Democrats get back in, they're going to go after every big right-winger to some degree because they know that these guys sway fucking elections.
Right.
And as far as like the censorship now, dude, there's no way that they're going to let this fly. People like me, Candace, Nick, Tucker, something is going to come down. You guys, you know, all the big platforms that are critical of Israel, especially in the right wing, they're going to do something, dude. I don't know. I don't know when it's going to happen or how, but I just don't foresee them allowing us to be able to have this type of speech where we're openly criticizing Israel that much longer. And Levin called for it. Yeah, we're going to censor.
Yeah, openly in front of everybody.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. And they don't have shame for saying that shit either.
Yeah.
Like, Ben Shapiro kind of dances around it. Oh, well, I don't think people should be deplatformed, blah, blah, blah. But, dude, there'd be nothing better for them than people being deplatformed because it's an unwinnable position. There's a reason why Ben will never get in and talk to like a Nick Fuentes and have this discussion. It's an indefensible position.
You know what I would love to see? Mark Levin and Nick Fuentes.
I'd love to see that too. Yeah, I'd love to see it.
So
I'd love to see Nick versus Ben Shapiro, right? Like, and I think at this point, you know, he spent 10 years, you know, doing everything to destroy his career. And now the tables have turned. Do the debate, Ben. Prove to us why we need to support Israel. Prove to us why we need to, you know.
Why do you think, like Charlie Kirk? I remember there's a clip of him. Someone faked it and got on his show and asked him a question. Once you,
they always do that to him. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I wonder why they're so. Why do you think they avoid Nick like he's the plague?
Yeah, precisely. No, they're afraid of him. And the thing is this, right? So with him, it's one thing to say, it's the Jews.
Yeah.
It's another thing to say, it's the Jews, and let me tell you why and who.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Because when you just say, and this is why with me even, like, I'm very specific when I talk about certain things, right? Like when we're talking about the dancing Israelis and shit
Jews,
like that.
It's the Jews, you tell us why.
I'll tell you why, and I'll also give other people, right? Like a lot of people, the Jews killed JFK. Yes, that's true to a part, but there are multiple people that were involved in that conspiracy too. So like with Nick, the reason why they're so scared of him is because not only does he call out the power structure and who's involved, he knows the names and how they're linked. He knows who backs them. He knows what organizations they're a part of. He knows who they're involved with, etc. So that's very dangerous because politicians thrive on you not knowing how they're funded and how they do things. Right. And they thrive on you not understanding that a lot of these think tanks are run by fucking, you know, dual allegiance Jews in the right wing. And how the donors that donate with obviously a purpose, like the Adelsons showing up to the White House more than other people. So that is why he's dangerous because he doesn't just say it's the Jews. They actually like it when you're autistic. It's the Jews. But once you start naming people and showing the links, that's when you become dangerous. And I think that's why they've done everything in their power to keep him out and keep him contained. But now that he's broken containment, you know, it proves that censorship unfortunately works to a degree, right? Because they kept them censored for so long. But once people are able to hear their information, what happens?
Right.
Now people are questioning everything. They're questioning World War II. They're questioning the Holocaust. They're questioning, you know, Top H. They're questioning, you know, it's like
Top
everyone,
H.
Top H. You know, they're questioning everything because now, because like, and this is, I made a tweet about this. It's going viral right now. I said, look, if they could deny a genocide to our fucking faces in 4K, right? And as they do it, right? sending fucking Hezbollah agents from PragerU and shit like idiots saying, oh, look, all the food here. They're not starving them. Niggas not in Gaza. They are starving them. The fuck you talking about? You're a dumb monkey ass over here taking pictures with the spoiled food. That proves that they're not feeding them. But, you know, they're doing all this bullshit, right? They're doing a genocide in 4K. We all watched it, right? Thank God for Twitter and all these alternative platforms. They're denying it. If you guys have the gall to lie to us about this when it's in front of our eyes, what else have you lied about? You telling me that you guys didn't embellish the numbers a little bit in the 1940s with no cameras or evidence? You guys are telling me that you guys didn't exaggerate things a little bit to get a bit more sympathy? And then when you look into the whole, you know, Holocaust industry and business, because it is a business, the museums, right? The researchers.
The documentaries.
It's a fucking cash cow.
The
Hollywood movies. So what incentive do they actually have to be 1,000% honest on this? The people that were the opposing factions are all dead or captured. The Nuremberg trials were basically a witch hunt, right? So everything that they claim, like, oh yeah, we're not so, you know, it was 6 million for sure, blah, 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 all this other stuff. Well, we've seen them lie to us with fucking video evidence. So why the fuck should we believe them on this side too? And it just...
And they never share what he's actually saying. They just show him shouting. And he just like this vile, disgusting human being. But when you actually listen to the words he said on YouTube, listen to his speeches in English, it's like, man. Dude's probably one of the most amazing speakers I've ever heard. And he didn't sound racist or anything.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because I said that on the tweet too. It wasn't until AI came out and then we finally started to hear this motherfucker talk. They were like, wait, he's talking about nationalism. He's talking about, you know, patriotism. He's talking about his country becoming better. He's talking about we need to get rid of these people that don't give a fuck about our country. And the other thing
sounds like Trump a lot.
It sounds like it does. It does. And the other crazy thing too is like, and Jews never want to fucking have this discussion. If he hated Jews so much and he wanted them dead, what's the fucking Havar agreement? Why do you let them fucking go to Israel, right? In the 1930s, which, by the way, contributed to like 70% of their infrastructure. Those Germans that left Germany to go to Israel with the Havar agreement, that was a huge to the creation of Israel, right? No one ever talks about that. You know, and a lot of the things that he complained about are things that we're dealing with now. Subverting the government, media, pornography, control and overrepresentation, for some odd reason in places of government. So like a lot of things that he said, we're seeing it happen now. Now look, am I going to sit here and say, oh, Hitler was the greatest person? He's awesome, blah, blah. No, look, World War II was a terrible time. We have blood on our hands. They have blood on their hands. Churchill has blood on his hands. Like everyone killed innocent people, etc. But I don't think the way World War II has been told to us is the whole truth. I do think that things have been exaggerated. And, you know, they say the victory... history is written by the victory, right? And it's called his story. So,
and we don't have any moral ground to stand on. We dropped 2 atomic bombs on innocent people. But Big H, he's the bad guy. We did atrocities there. We had concentration camps too on the Japanese. We did a whole bunch of fucked up shit during World War II. So, you know, we got blood on our hands too. And it's just interesting because it's like, you can question everything, but for some odd reason, this one topic you can't talk about. It's banned in like 17 countries. It's illegal for you to even talk about this event. And then when you look at the numbers and you look at the allegations, then you find out that a bunch of these Jews like lied to, you know, write memoirs and shit. There was a guy, I can send it to you guys if you guys want. Are you guys familiar with a guy named Zundel? Oh, okay. So there was a guy in Canada. He was passing out pamphlets questioning the Holocaust. He gets arrested, right? And what ended up happening, this is like the 70s or 80s. And what ended up happening with this guy was when he got arrested, obviously, when you get arrested, you get the right to, you know, defend yourself. So what ended up happening was since he got arrested for questioning the Holocaust, he built a fucking all-star defense team of Holocaust researchers, gas chamber experts, etc. And they came, and his defense attorney, and they came in and they presented their case because effectively what happened since they arrested him for that was now the Holocaust is on trial because since he gets his right to defend himself, now he's got to defend that, hey, look, here's all the evidence that shows that was it really 6 million? And a lot of the government's witnesses in Canada were Holocaust survivors. But on cross-examination, the defense attorney asked them, hey, you know, this doesn't add up. You said that you did this and blah, blah, blah. And under cross-examination, a lot of them folded. Yeah, I exaggerate a little bit for my memoir. Yeah, I exaggerate a little bit here to sell more books, blah, blah, blah. They brought a guy named, I think, Fred Lucier. He's still alive to this day. He was as a gas chamber expert. He makes the gas chambers that a lot of these states use to execute people. And he was like,
to systemically kill all those people with gas the way that it was done
not effective,
is fucking impossible, and it's an ineffective way to do it. Yeah, like it doesn't make sense, and it'd be very difficult for you to do it. So like the gas chambers that they used didn't even have the proper, I guess, structure to be able to effectively gas the people in a way where they would die without the people releasing the gas getting poisoned as well, right? And then you talk about the Zyklon B and how, you know, it was more for because a lot of people were dying of typhus back then, right? And that was to get rid of the lice, which were big spreaders of the typhus. So there's just then you got the Red Cross numbers of 271K. And then how the hell are you going to cremate all these people and put them in ovens in this amount of time?
Right.
Like there's just so many different things that just don't add up. And his defense team did a really good job of like putting the Holocaust on trial. I don't think that was the goal. They didn't think he was going to take it to trial, but he did, and he brought in all these experts. And I'll send you guys the link. It's really interesting stuff.
Right.
But
open up a can of worms.
It opened up a can of worms, and I'll say this: look, they put a pretty, you know, because they say, hey, you got to prove it guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right.
He definitely created some doubt. I'll tell you that. He definitely created some fucking doubt. I know Canada's legal structure is different. Maybe it might not be called beyond a reasonable doubt, but they have a similar common law structure.
Yeah, it makes you doubt everything because, look, they're willingly calling us anti-Semitic. They're lying about us, and they're calling for mass censorship. Of course these people will lie about certain details, what happened.
Especially when there's an entire financial industry behind the Holocaust.
Right.
So it's like they have every incentive to lie. And then also, not only is there an industry, I forgot to mention this, it's the foundation from which they build their victim narrative.
Right.
Whenever they do the bullshit that they do, when they bomb their enemies, when they assassinate people, etc., they always say,
it's the Holocaust.
Yeah, it's the Holocaust. Never again, right?
We have a right to defend ourselves.
Yeah, like they always use the Holocaust as the foundation for their house of cards as to why they do the bullshit that they do.
Yeah. Look at, just to go to show, Ben Shapiro, he did a 50-minute video. He took all the most horrible, despicable things Nick Fuentes said. I was like, man, this doesn't even... you're making yourself look bad.
Yeah.
You're taking him out of context. It's so easy to take Nick Fuentes out of context because first of all, he's a comedian.
Yeah.
And he'd be trolling and he'd be joking half the time.
Yeah. And that's anybody. They could do a crazy one on us. Like just off this interview. We could all go to jail.
Yeah.
That ass. This interview alone.
Dead ass.
We could literally all be in jail, like, goddamn, like, what the hell is going on? So it's like, fuck. So it's like, you know, it's easy to clip people, especially controversial people that have conservative views because,
but
like.
What we're saying is not really controversial.
Nah.
We're just sharing different opinions.
Yeah, but they don't even want us to have these discussions, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's funny because, like, you know, these conservative Jews will be all free speech and all this shit until you start mentioning Israel, Jewish power, world Jewry, etc. I mean, these niggas got Candace Owens banned from Australia.
I know.
That's crazy.
She can't even go to Australia. Yeah.
That's great. Like, how do you get someone banned from another country? Like, bruh, and she's a U.S. citizen. It's like
she's not a criminal.
That's a visa waiver country. She's not a criminal. It's like she can't even go to Australia. And this is what I mean. Like when I say like, yo, these motherfuckers control all the first world English speaking countries. Like they really do.
Right.
It's absolutely nuts the amount of influence they have, and they're also 2% of the population in Australia.
Yeah. I think they're way more than 2% of the population. I think that might be just a talking point. How can they be only 2% of the population and they're in every position of power?
That's the crazy part.
The math doesn't add up.
But they practice a lot of nepotism. It's like there's a saying like, you know, one Jew gets money, 10 Jews are going to get money. They really do look out for each other.
Well, that's discriminatory and they're racist.
Yeah, they are.
It's supremacy.
They're actually the most racist people of all.
Right.
It's kind of funny because like they'll sit there and they'll say, we're the only democracy in the Middle East. No, you're not.
Yeah, explain it to me. How long has Benjamin Netanyahu been in power? How the hell is that a democracy?
Bro, he's been in power since the 90s. And I mean, obviously, what breaks here and there with other prime ministers coming in, but he's effectively been at the helm since the 90s, and I think he's the longest-serving prime minister now. I think he just beat out Ben Gurion recently.
He's an undercover dictator.
He is, and it gets even better. So, back in the early 90s, right, 1993, Oslo Accords. Yasser Arafat meets with Yitzhak Rabin for the iconic picture at the White House with Bill Clinton, and they shake hands, right? And that was probably the closest we ever came to a potential two-state solution. Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated later on in Israel. The person that killed him was a member of the Likud party. To this day, I don't know if his wife is still alive, but his wife suspects that Netanyahu is behind him being killed because he comes into power, in 96? Like a year later, Netanyahu comes into power. That's the same year that the Clean Break memo was written. In the clean break memo I know you guys know what it is, but the audience that might not be familiar, it was a document written by Daniel Pearl, Douglas Feith, a bunch of other like Jewish neocons that basically outlined the strategy to secure the realm in the Middle East. And the main target of that paper, Saddam Hussein. And then fast forward to the year 2000, September of 2000, a year before 9/11, PNAC, Project for New American Century, I believe, with John Bolton and Robert Kagan and Bill Kristol, all these other guys, they also say we need a Pearl Harbor-like event to be able to, secure the Middle East and destabilize Saddam. It was always about getting rid of Saddam. But after Yitzhak Rabin died and was assassinated, Netanyahu comes into power, this paper is written, and then all of a sudden we have wars all across the Middle East at a more aggressive state, and 9/11 happens. It's like, what the hell? It's been there from the beginning.
Right.
So it's just nuts. And then Bolton got indicted recently, which is kind of funny. And then Cheney died. And it's like, all of these, and it's crazy because like the young people don't know who these people are. Right. But like we remember, because we still remember seeing them in news on news in the early 2000s.
I remember George Bush, all them fools.
Yeah, dude. But the good thing is, I think another reason why the youth are getting red pilled on the Jews is they don't have to deal with the fucking propaganda that we dealt with. And remember after 2001, like, let's go to war, we're gonna attack them. I'll never forget. There was this famous clip. George Bush is at Ground Zero, and he has like a megaphone or some shit like that, and he's talking. And someone in the back, one of the firefighters, are like, "We can't hear you," and he says, "Well, guess what? The people that knock down these towers are gonna hear all of us soon." Right? And I was cheered like, yeah, it's like the most united I've ever seen the United States was.
Right.
And obviously that led to the war in Iraq. But then now we look back 20, 30 years later and it's like, why the fuck did we go there? This didn't make sense.
Didn't make any sense.
Saddam Hussein and Osama were enemies. Like they didn't like each other. But we didn't have alternative media back then. So we drank the Kool-Aid completely. But now like these young people, right? They're looking at this whole conflict with fresh eyes because they didn't deal with the terrorist propaganda that we dealt with, war on terror, etc.
Right.
So they're looking at it like, wait, hold on. You guys have been bombing these dudes for decades, and you guys are pissed off that this happened. Like this dude Osama wrote a whole letter about this.
Right.
Well, we didn't see it. They banned it in the early 2000s. We didn't see it at all because I remember the news media. What did they say? They said, "Oh, we're not going to release it because we're worried that sleeper cells might get activated because he put code language in the letter." That was the bullshit they used to not release it.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's crazy, man.
Nah, they wanted everybody left in the dark, thinking they just after our freedoms.
And I think another tool that people using to become aware of what's going on in Israel is colleges.
Yeah.
Like Trump was threatening to take all the funding away from Harvard.
Yeah.
Because he said that school was anti-Semitic. I was like, what?
Oh, dude, it gets worse. So like, and I'm glad you brought this up because the colleges is what this anti-Semitism bill was mostly about. So like when Biden was in and the war first kicked off, there was extreme like protests all across the United States. And, especially at like these Ivy League schools, which, I went to Northeastern, I lived in Boston for years. So like everyone there is super progressive.
Right.
And Harvard is in Cambridge, MIT, all these top schools are in the Northeast. All the Ivies are in the Northeast. Wait, is that a beep like
Yeah, it's next door. He's sitting there, Laura. Yeah, it shouldn't.
Oh, who is it? You said, the people next door?
Yeah.
Oh, what are the Israelis or what, man? That sounds like beepers are about to go off. We about to die. Like, I'm just like, wait, like, did you guys not see the Patriots? Bro, this is like the perfect situation, bro.
Right,
like,
yeah.
These two, a Sudanese guy and a Lebanese, like, bro, and a white nationalist. This is a W for them. Get them out of here.
Right.
But going back, so the colleges were like the colleges were the ground zero for like the protests against Israel, doing the encampments, etc. So, and they were creating a lot of stir. I remember like it was all over the news and shit like that. So Bill Ackman, who is a Harvard alumni and a lifelong Democrat, he says, we got to do something about this. So he puts an insane amount of pressure to get rid of Claudine Gay, who ran Harvard. She was like the president of Harvard. Pressured her, got her out of there. And they put in, I think, a Jewish president now who's more open to this. But on top of that, when Trump came in, he's like, we're also going to put pressure on you guys where you guys aren't going to get fucking federal funding if you guys don't reel this stuff in. And I think they settled the deal with Columbia. But basically, they neutered them in their Middle Eastern studies. Now it's going to have to be approved in a certain way or looked at by the DOJ. It's got to not be anti-Semitic.
That's crazy.
No more protests. Yeah. And they basically did this and they held them hostage with federal funding, like, hey, if you guys don't have your Middle Eastern curriculum a certain way and you guys don't effectively stop these protests, you guys aren't going to get federal funding anymore. And I saw this coming because when Trump was running, the Heritage Foundation had written a paper called Operation. Project 2025, right? No, it was another one. Project 2025 was for Trump, but there was another one. Can you look it up for me real quick, Brett? What was that operation? There we go. Project Esther. Project Esther. It was a comprehensive. Do you guys hear about this thing? Okay, so it was a plan that was written back in like 2023, 2024, and it was a comprehensive plan to combat what they call anti-Semitism raging throughout the United States. And what they called it, what they basically said was like they were calling for deportations of students that were critical of Israel. They were calling for more restrictive social media, and they call them pro-Hamas. They wanted more restrictions on social media, etc. It was basically an entire game plan to go after people that are critical of Israel. And, you know, I'm seeing remnants of that document being done by the Trump administration. One of the biggest ones was revoking visas of students that are critical of Israel. Because revoking visas is very easy. I've seen it done before. I used to be on the job. So you don't have to prove much to get people's visas revoked, especially on F1 student visa. So that was one of the things they implemented. And then they took it a step further where then they said, okay, you guys aren't going to get federal funding. And if you guys don't write your curriculum in a certain way when it comes to Middle Eastern foreign policy, we're not going to give you the funding. And you have to be timely when it comes to stopping these protests. And you got to give restitution to the Jewish students and the Jewish professors that felt harassed during all of this stuff. So they beat these fucking schools down because they knew if we want to stop this anti-Semitism or whatever, it starts with the youth and it starts on the college campuses. This is the ground zero. We got to get this handled. They got that handled. Now, I predict, now that, as you can see, they're going after the influencers with the biggest platforms, Tucker, Candace, etc. So, and then Netanyahu's doing interviews. They have a whole paying influencers $7,000, buying fucking TikTok. Like this was all a part of the strategy to control the narrative. And now they're on fucking full-on damage control now that the war has mostly ceased.
Hey, Officer Tatum said he's not being paid by Israel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, that can't be true. You doing all this for free?
Yeah, like, you know, and here's the thing. He might be kind of saying that like, oh, you know, he might be being honest, like they're not overtly paying him. But you can't sit there and tell me that they're not pushing your stuff more in the algo.
If you're talking at Turning Point USA, they have Jewish donors. You getting paid by Jew. Yeah. That Jew money is passing hands. You work for Salem Network. That's a Zionist evangelical network.
Precisely. Like I was going to say, he might not be getting paid directly. Right. But there's absolutely indirect benefits.
I mean, his check don't have the IDF on it.
Yeah.
But money is
it's just the Mossad instead.
Yeah, like that speech he just gave. Right. Those people were paid to be there. Right.
Yeah.
And they were flowing out.
And not only that, like I have no doubt in my mind that his content is going to get pushed more now because they have a whole thing. They spent a bunch of money on YouTube, X. They bought TikTok. Now he might be the only conservative that's allowed on TikTok. It used to be Charlie that was like the main conservative that was allowed on TikTok because everybody else gets banned. I don't know. Are y'all on TikTok?
I got banned off TikTok. I can't even have a TikTok.
Bro, I don't know any fucking conservatives that are on TikTok.
Yeah, Brandon's all over TikTok. Yeah, I have a TikTok, but I don't post because as soon as I post, I remember I reached out to Brandon probably about a year ago. I was like, dude, how are you still on TikTok? He's like, bro, you just gotta watch what you post. I didn't even put it 2 and 2 together.
Bruh, like, dude, TikTok and Twitch it's impossible for conservatives to stay on there, like, and not without getting banned. But Charlie Kirk was able to stay on TikTok. That's how he grew his audience quite a bit. And Twitch, I don't know, Osmond Gold maybe. It's like the only right winger I don't even consider him. I consider him a centrist, to be honest.
Right. Yeah.
But like, you
know what's crazy?
TikTok is impossible to stay up.
Well, when we was going through a lot of censorship on Facebook, Candace, me and my brother, whole bunch of conservatives lost their monetization.
Yep.
Guess who kept their monetization? Ben Shapiro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Never faced any of that.
They were running Facebook in like 2017, 2018. It's a big part of the way they built Daily Wire up.
Right.
You know. Dude, Facebook. Fucking Zuckerberg, the fucking cuck. You know, it's crazy because like, who runs Facebook? Zuckerberg, Jew. Who runs Instagram? Adam Mosseri, Jew.
Right.
Who you know?
There's no way in hell they're 2% of the population.
Bro, I don't know what.
How the hell is all these Jewish people in the position of power they are.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I know there might be nepotism, got some LeBron James going, but this don't make any sense.
Yeah. And Meta's the word. I've been banned on Meta for like years. Instagram, Facebook, they banned me off there. So, you know, and I think it's going to get even worse because they got, like I said, this woman, Jordana Cutler, who you can look her up. She used to work for Netanyahu. And her job is literally to like moderate Palestine and Israeli content. Well, I wonder which side she's going to take more, right? Like,
right.
So
she's on Facebook.
She's one of the heads of Facebook for like trust and safety and content moderation on that specific topic. So, yeah, dude, like I 100% predict there's going to be a censorship mass pushing very soon. They're going to have to do it and be creative about it.
You think it's going to be during Trump's presidency?
During his presidency, you think?
Yeah, during.
I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't get, because Trump is super pro-Israel, so.
Right, and I've seen a bunch of politicians over there, elected officials, passing anti-Semitism laws in their states, Texas, Arkansas.
Yeah. Who is it Mike Lawler? Who's the guy the rep out of I think it might be Lawler. Like they're trying to push anti-Semitism. Randy Fine,
right,
you know.
Right. Oh yeah, that guy, man.
Bruh.
That dude says some corrupt things.
The streets of Gaza will run with blood.
Yeah, he said he shook Netanyahu's hand. He said he didn't wash it till he got home and touched his child.
That's so weird.
He even tweeted that.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you know, Randy Fine, and I did a whole post on this where like I showed like what Randy Fine tweets versus like Ilhan Omar and like Rashida Tlaib, who are like the vile anti-Semites.
Right.
Randy Fine says way worse things about Palestinians in Gaza.
Oh yes, he does.
Than,
so he can say whatever the fuck he wants.
And that's the point. Like Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, they say, I think Tlaib says something like the Zionists own America or some shit like that. And Rashida Tlaib says something like the river to the sea. And they got destroyed, right?
Right.
Fair.
Right.
But Randy Fine says shit like, nuke Gaza, the streets of Gaza will run with blood. Like genocidal shit.
Right.
Where if we had flipped it, and Ilhan Omar or Rashida Tlaib said, the streets of Tel Aviv will run with blood, blah, blah, blah. They'd be in jail, bro.
Yeah.
FBI investigation immediately. But Randy Fine, they can openly call for the killing of Palestinians with zero consequence. But if these people even criticize Israel, they're cooked. Like they're getting hit on and called their anti-Semites. There's absolutely a wild fucking double standard where politicians, especially in the right wing, are able to be openly hateful on Muslims, able to be openly hateful on Palestinians. Like one of the insults they say is like, you're Palestinian in the right wing to attack people. But if I said, you're fucking Jewish, anti-Semite, and you can literally get in trouble for that.
They start calling us the Habib twins, put turbans on our head.
It's just wild. Like, and I always like, you know, what I always do is like, I'll take what Randy Fine says, and I'll be like, okay, let me switch Gaza with Tel Aviv and have Rashida Tlaib or one of these people say it. And there's no way they wouldn't fucking go to jail for saying this shit.
Did you see Brett Cooper talk about Randy Fine?
No, that came out today. I didn't see it, but yeah, we can.
Cooper's based.
Oh, really? She used to be with Daily Wire.
I'm skeptical of her. I think
this
she's.
whole thing is also just frankly comical. Like,
Pause real quick. Pause. Her, I'm very skeptical of people like her, moist critical, like these like normies, because what ends up happening is like they'll kind of look and see what the temperature is, and they'll be like, okay, it's safe to talk about this now.
Right.
Now I'm going to do it. Because she didn't say shit about Jews ever before.
Right.
And she's been what, independent for like damn near a year now?
Right.
She didn't say shit about these niggas.
Shit, Candace is at the Daily Wire.
She didn't say shit. So I think she's only saying things now because of it's safe. Because Moist Critical made a video on Netanyahu. I was like, yeah, normies, it's official. Like,
right. Yeah. You about 3 years too late.
Coming together to shit on a podcaster. Like, this is not serious behavior. But again, who is surprised when it comes to these characters? Like Randy Fine, if you don't know who he is, he's a representative from Florida. He's the same guy who bragged about not washing his hands after he had a handshake with Netanyahu. He's repeatedly introduced bills to criminalize anti-Semitism, infringing upon free speech. I mean, he obviously, I'm sorry to say, but he obviously cares more about Israel than he does, you know, principles like free speech. So, buddy, like, my advice to you, Randy Fine, is just move to Israel at this point. Like, considering you had to go through anger management classes a few years ago, I genuinely think you would probably be happier if you just moved to Israel. And that's not a dig at him. That's just a fact. It's a nudge of encouragement. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be healthy. I think you would be happier if you just moved to Israel. You could be over there singing songs with Mike Huckabee. But this whole thing is also just
he's a fucking cuck too. I call him Mike Huckabee. Look, you know, I'll say this. Look, anyone that, you know, talks about this, even if it's for, you know, not like her intentions might be just to get clout or whatever because it's a safe topic. I still think it's a W because there's a lot of normie women that watch her. So I think getting the message out is more important than her intention, right? Like whether it's grifting or not, her getting out there to the normies is important. And I found the tweet. So listen, and I wrote here, let's compare two U.S. reps critical of Israel, Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, most anti-Semitic tweets versus Fatboy Jew Randy Fine's anti-Islam tweets. So here's Omar, quote, "It's all about the Benjamins."
I remember that.
In 2019. And then she also said, Israel hypnotized the world in 2012. And then Tlaib said, she said that in 2012. So 2012, she
That's
says.
nothing.
Exactly,
really,
right? It gets better. And then Tlaib says, from the river to the sea is an aspirational call for freedom, human rights, and peaceful coexistence, not death, destruction, or hate. This is in 2023. What are the results of this? Censored, politically crucified, these two. So Ilhan Omar, it's all about the Benjamins, 2019. And then Israel hypnotized the world, 2012. And then Rashid Tlaib, from the river to the sea is aspirational call for freedom. They got fucking destroyed for that. Let's go to Randy Fine. There is no suffering adequate for these animals. May the streets of Gaza overflow with blood, 2023. Next, Gaza must be destroyed, 2025. Next, it is time to tell the truth. We have a Muslim problem in America, 2025.
Crazy.
Fine in 2025. We'll deal with the Muslim problem, bombs away. That was in 2025. Result, still an elected official, full Jewish lobby support, and not being investigated. Now, let's like switch it, right? We'll deal with the Jewish problem, bombs away.
Right.
It's time to tell the truth. Tel Aviv must be destroyed.
Right.
There's no suffering adequate for these animals. May the streets of Tel Aviv overflow with blood. If Rashida Tlaib or Ilhan Omar said what he said, they'd be in jail.
And that's anti-Semitic. That's actually anti-Semitic.
And
I
literally quoted his stuff. Like I went and dug through all his shit and I found these tweets. This is from him.
Yeah.
If you switch Gaza with Tel Aviv.
Yeah, if you actually take that anti-Semitic language they use, he's actually anti-Semitic. Not Tlaib or Omar. He is.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because, these are Arabs.
Yeah.
Good point, yeah.
He's anti-Semitic, but he gets a pass because he's Jewish.
Yeah, and these are deplorable things, but like it just goes to show the wild double standard. If we switch Gaza with Tel Aviv, bro, you're going to fucking jail. You're not a rep.
FBI's at our house, man.
FBI's going to be at your house, bro. Right? If I tweeted this shit and I switched Gaza with Tel Aviv, I'd be cooked. Right. So it goes to show the insane fucking political latitude that Jews have in America, where they are not held accountable for their fucking actions ever.
What those two liberal politicians said, that's not even remotely heinous in any way, shape, or form.
And let's be clear, none of us agree with Talib or Ilhan Omar.
Right.
Like, Ilhan Omar's a retard.
Their policies suck.
Yeah, they suck. Like, they're over here. They want to import more people, and, Minneapolis is cooked, whatever. Right? We don't agree with their shit. Yeah, that Omar Fetz or whatever his name is. Yeah. Bro, these Somali niggas are ugly, bro. God damn. It looks like...
Where is he from?
I think he's Somalian, yeah.
Somalia?
Yeah, I make fun of Somalians all the time. Yeah, he's literally, I'm the captain now. That's what he's trying to do.
Part out of that movie.
Yeah, bro. So it's like, but, we don't agree with them politically, but like, bro, we can agree that like what they said is way more tame than what this motherfucker's saying.
It actually makes sense what he said.
Yeah.
If you know what's going on out there in West Bank and Gaza.
Absolutely crazy, bro. Yeah. But that's what, because they're trying to annex the thing right now. Trump says, oh, well, they can't annex it. Well, if we do, that's going to be a problem. Bro, they're already doing it. They're just not officially doing it. Like every day, there's like, their settlers are fucking attacking Palestinians. They cut the West Bank up in a way where it's damn near impossible for Palestinians to travel. Like that was their plan. Because like what the Israelis do is like for the Oslo Accords. Oh yeah, we're gonna come up with some agreement for the West Bank to split it or whatever the fuck it may be. What the Israelis do is they obviously is the military power and the influence and the money and the resources. They just expand the West Bank more and more illegally. And then when they revisit it a year or two later, oh yeah, facts on the ground have changed. That's what it's called, facts on the ground for them. Yeah. Facts on the ground have changed. We can't agree to what we talked about last time because we've expanded the settlements. Let's revisit this. And then they just buy themselves more and more time and continue to expand the settlements. And they've already annexed it. They just didn't formally do it.
Right. I look at the West Bank and Gaza, it's just totally demolished.
Yeah.
Totally demolished.
I don't see them, and we already saw the plans. Like what Kushner and Witkoff, they talked about this. They let the mask slip on 60 Minutes. Do you see their 60 Minute interview?
I didn't see that.
So Witkoff and Jared Kushner are doing a 60 Minute interview. And
Jared Kushner?
The Jared Kushner, yeah. And Witkoff kind of like lets it slip, like, yeah, we have plans for the area, plans. And you can see Jared like get really uncomfortable, like, nigga, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
They released that AI video of Trump Gaza.
Oh, yeah. They released that, yeah.
Well, isn't that video of Kushner saying that's prime real estate?
Yeah.
And it's the most beautiful real estate in the world.
And And so now I'm going to connect all the dots for you. So, because a lot of Americans don't know this, and people say, oh, why is it ethnic cleansing? That's not in the I'll tell you why it's going to be ethnic cleansing. So, have you guys ever been to Dubai?
No, I haven't.
No? Okay. So, Dubai in the UAE, right? Beautiful location, safe, clean. 90% of the people there are expatriates, people from other countries, right? So they figured out how to do mass immigration without all the crime, right? And it's generated a lot of fucking money for the state with tourism, people moving there, etc. Saudi Arabia saw this and said, damn, we need to fucking find other ways to make money too. We can't rely on oil forever because people are getting electric cars. You know, they're trying to be more diversified in their income, generate for the country. So what did they do? Let women drive, get rid of the ban on alcohol, create more nightclubs, and bring in WWE, bring in UFC, trying to bring more tourist attractions to generate revenue from tourist industry. Obviously, Trump and Christian and all these guys, you know, are seeing like all this money that could be made in the Middle East. Well, Gaza's in a perfect area, like you said, beachfront property, etc.
Yeah, they're real estate moguls. They
can turn that exactly. They can turn that into. And Trump fucked up in March. Remember when Netanyahu came in before to talk about tariffs, and Trump was like randomly off the cuff, yeah, we're gonna take Gaza over, we're gonna cherish it, we're gonna do all this shit. And you can see Netanyahu like, nigga, what do you do, bro? They're not supposed to know this, right? Like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, relax. We're here to talk about tariffs, right? It's like, what the fuck? So Trump is saying we're gonna, and then the reporters like grill them, like, under what authority? What do you mean you're gonna take over Gaza? What do you mean you're gonna cherish it?
You're gonna send the Palestinians to another country?
Yeah, and like, and if you notice, like, he stopped saying that shit after that. After they grilled him, he just shut the fuck up after that.
Yeah, right.
So. But we saw and then the plans, the schematics came out, like the blueprints and shit, what they want to do. And once you figure out what's going on in the Middle East, it all makes sense. UAE did a project where let's create an international city where people can come and make money and be successful. Was successful. Saudi Arabia, we need to make money too. They're doing it. Now with Gaza, these guys, precisely. Now Israel wants to be able to cash in on that, and the United States. So they're going to turn that into a fucking Dubai Part 2 is what I think. An international city, maybe run half by United States, half by Israel, whatever it may be, but it's going to be a tourist fucking destination. They're going to make a lot of money, and that's what they want to do. That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah. Just like, because I'm looking at the trends in the Middle East, and they're trying to modernize and make more money off tourism, get off the petrodollar so much, and stop just only importing oil. They need to be diversified because this electric vehicle thing is going to be a thing in like 10, 20 years. China's like, they're so ahead of us when it comes to electric cars. Really? I don't think oil is obviously always going to be important, but the dependence on it for vehicles is going to drop off more and more.
Right. Yeah, that's their game plan. That's why that war's going on.
Yeah, and there, I think there's a reason why they like have demolished it to the degree that they demolished it.
Yeah, because they're going to rebuild it.
Precisely. And then the other argument because when I was talking with Tatum about this, he was like, well, they attack first, fuck around, find out. I was like, okay, why is it that Israel was able to do a pager attack, sophisticated, against Hezbollah, a superior military? They're able to decapitate them through targeted airstrikes and a pager attack, which they had those bombs in there for 10 years, by the way. Like literally 10 years on those walkie-talkies and those devices. Wow. And then they were able to do Operation Rising Lion, where they literally had Mossad operatives in the country building fucking drones, took out their air defense, Air Force comes and follows up. They assassinate Ismail Haniyeh in his room with his fucking bodyguard, direct fucking attack. Like, you guys can clearly kill people directly. Right? They did it with Operation Rising Lions, killed these scientists. Precise drones. Building is still intact. Attacked the corner apartment and killed everybody in there without taking the building down. You guys can do this precise shit, but you're destroying Gaza when Hamas is a far inferior army. So you're able to do this against Hezbollah and IRGC, superior militaries, but you can't do that against Gaza in your backyard when they can't actually fight back. Right. It was always about fucking ethnic cleansing.
Yeah, the IDF is just a demolition crew. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
Knocking down the building.
They don't give a fuck. So, and there's now we know like financial incentives. So yeah, I predict in 20 to 30 years, Gaza's going to end up being like a fucking huge tourist destination and casinos and all that.
Do you think at that point the conservatives would, especially the Brandon Tatums of the world, you think they would admit that they were used?
I think at this point they're in too deep, man. Yeah. If you're still supporting Israel at this point, you're not going to change your mind. Like if you didn't see if you haven't got red pilled on this shit yet, it's over. Like Piers Morgan, I'll give him credit. At first, Israel has a right to defend itself. Then as the war got worse and worse and worse, he's like, yeah, this is too much. So like that's a guy that like I've seen kind of change their mind as this conflict has been going on. Right. But anyone that's still defending Israel at this point, where the majority of of people have been killed, there's no going back now.
Like the whole world have flipped the script when it comes to Israel. Every country outside of the United States and Israel want to recognize Palestine as a state. We're the only two countries.
Oh, and about that, right? So when France, Canada, what was the last one? Was it Australia? France, Canada, and one other country recognized.
Canada, it was Canada, right?
France, Canada. There was one more. Brett, what was the third country that recognized them? France, Canada, one other English speaking. No, it was another English speaking country, first world country. But that that just goes to show how powerless they are. So they recognize Palestine to kind of try to get Israel to stop the starvation, right? Because they're at the time they were like, you know, the mass hunger and people were dying and everything. It looked really bad optically for them to still be supporting Israel. So they did that kind of as like, yo, you guys got to stop doing this or else we're going to recognize Palestine. Obviously, the Israelis said, fuck you, whatever. And then they recognized them anyway. So I think that was more like a political move to try to check Israel and also kind of like wash a little bit of the blood off their hands. Like, look, we recognize Palestine, even though it's doesn't do shit. But I think they did it more as a slight at Israel versus actually doing it for humanitarian reasons. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
It was like a political move, not a humanitarian move.
Right. Wasn't genuine at all.
France, UK, Canada. Shit, yeah.
Right, yeah.
France, UK, Canada were the three countries that recognized them. Yep.
Yeah, Canada came
Keir
out.
Starmer did it, yeah.
Yeah, Canada came out. Prime Minister said we recognize Palestine as a state.
Yeah,
And
France
Trump,
was the first one to say they were going to do it.
And Trump came out and said we stopping negotiations on tariffs because of those statements. I remember Trump did that. I was like, that's wild. And I was like, even Matt Walsh chimed in on it. Matt Walsh of Daily Wire, he chimed in on it and said, wait a minute, you're going to penalize American businesses in Canada for Israel? And then it's like, that doesn't sound like America first.
Yeah, no. It's kind of funny.
I do really, truly think we are not a sovereign country. Israel run things.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they'll sit there and try to say, no, we don't, blah, blah, blah. Qatar gives way more money, China gives way more money, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's our argument, yeah.
They always say that, like, these other countries lobby more. Well, these other countries are under FARA, and number two, Congress isn't paid by Qatar. Right. And we don't have laws, and we don't have anti-Qatar laws, like I said before. It's like, come on, bro, are you guys fucking serious? Like, can Qatar control the discourse in the Ivy League universities?
Right.
No. And then the majority of Ivy League universities, the presidents are Jewish. I think of like the 7 or I think it was 8 or 9 Ivy League schools, the majority, 6 or 7 of them are run by Jews. So it's like, bro,
2% of the population.
2% of the population. Yeah. And then I'm really glad that Levin like said the shit that he said.
Yeah.
Because he literally said, we need to use our resources. We need to band together. We need to do whatever.
He's threatening us.
Yeah, and he's literally saying what their game plan is. Unite, use our resources, get motherfuckers canceled, make them broke, etc. That's the strategy. Oh, you don't like us? We're gonna make sure you're broke. We're gonna hurt you financially, and that's how they're able to shut people up. Like I remember when I got demonetized, because of this shit, everyone was like, "Oh, we ain't talking about Jews. Fuck that." Like they were reluctant to even have this conversation because of that, and that's the desired effect. Punish one person so hard that everyone else gets chilled out, like, you know, the chilling effect.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man.
It is crazy.
And he said it openly in front of everybody.
Yeah. They're not even hiding it, bro. It's like when Trump went to the Knesset, he admitted, oh yeah, the Adelsons, yeah, they came and they gave money and they love Israel so much and they came more than anybody else. And I'm like, is this guy confessing here at the Knesset that he's influenced by the Jew? Like, bro, are y'all seeing this? Like, what the fuck? Like, it was absolutely nuts.
I wonder if there is genuine support for Israel or are they being blackmailed because when you find out about their religion in the Talmud, anybody practices Judaism, it's like it's a totally antithetical to Christianity.
It is. I mean, they don't believe in the divinity of Jesus whatsoever at all. Right. Like at least in Islam, like, bro, if you go to Saudi Arabia and say some things about Jesus, like they're gonna fuck you up. They're gonna beat you up. Like the jihadists defend Jesus more than the fucking the Jews, man.
What you doing, Joe? Start it over, Joe.
Yeah, this is nuts.
I love Israel. I'm with you all the way. You will be bigger, better, stronger.
Bigger.
And more loving
Good catch.
than ever before. I love Israel.
Yeah, like him, what he said about the Adelsons, how they like came and, you know, they love Israel and everything else like that. Like that was like a huge mask slip up there. I think Trump's at a point now where he just doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, he just says what it is. It's like, whatever, you know, and people, you know, go crazy. But it's nuts, man. It really is crazy. And I think that it's going to get a lot worse. I just don't foresee, they're going to have to be clever about it because if they start banning people now, it'll be too obvious. But I predict shadow banning. I predict, you know.
They need another incident. They need another like false flag incident or something.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, they're going to need like something big to justify what's going on. And they've done it before, like in Australia. There were like swastikas randomly being drawn on like synagogues and shit, and they found out like it was actually Jews that did it.
Of course.
You know, and literally,
just like the black people here, it's always a hate crime. You find out they the perpetrators behind the hate crime.
And you know, and it's not outside of the realm. Like Israelis do false flags all the time. Like there's the Mossad's old motto used to be, "By deception we create war."
Right.
Like that's their old motto. The other one is "Rise up and kill them first." So that's what they do. I mean, look, I could tell one story. So at the end of the Bush era, there was he came across like a very big problem. What he found out, and they declassified this recently. He found out that the Israelis had almost started a war with the United States with Iran. And what ended up happening is basically this: Mossad operatives posed as CIA officers and met with people from the Baloch tribal group, right? Who are a part of a terrorist organization called Jundullah, right? It's like a separatist group that's based out of Iran. I think they have some people in India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, etc. They're kind of a diaspora people, kind of like Kurds, right? These Baloch people. And they've had issues with the Iranian government for a very long time. So they created this Jundullah terrorist organization. So what the Israelis did was they posed as American CIA operatives, gave them money and said, hey, conduct an attack in Tehran, Iran. So the Baloch guys are like, all right, cool. We'll take the guns and the money and the resources. Yeah, we hate them too, but why do you guys not want to meet us at this location, a NATO location? You guys want to meet us in this other place? Because they met at weird places. And they suspected that they might have been Jews or Israelis because they didn't want to meet at NATO locations. So that was weird. They're like, oh, fuck it. We're going to do the attack anyway. Luckily, the attack got foiled by the Iranians, and they arrested him. And when they caught the main guy who ended up getting put to death, he admitted, yeah, we got support, whatever. These guys claim to be Americans, but we think that they were really Israelis. So Bush finds out about this shit, does nothing. So basically, the Mossad tried to attack Iran, posing as CIA operatives that could have got us into a fucking war if those guys' terrorist attack had actually been successful. And this was recently declassified, and Bush didn't do anything. That goes to show and his administration was a lot of powerful Jews, so obviously it makes sense why he didn't do shit.
Right.
But these fucking guys used a terrorist organization to conduct an attack against their enemy and blame it on the United States. That's what they try to do. Is this our greatest ally?
That's nuts.
And this is like something that no one talks about, but like they've done this all the time. Levin affair, etc. That's just one example of a false flag.
Oh,
the
weapons
USS
of
Liberty.
mass destruction. They've been lying to us for
They've been lying. Yeah, like they were the main ones that ran with it was Israeli intelligence that said the anthrax lie.
Right.
Oh, Mohammed Atta met with an Iraqi intelligence officer in Malaysia or some shit like that to pass off anthrax. That was a lie. He comes in and says, if we take out Saddam, it's going to have positive reverberations, whatever. Like, they've been lying to us, giving us bad intel, starting potential wars.
$10 trillion.
Yeah, $10 trillion. Like, this Baloch thing, like, I wish, I'm hopefully more of your audience is going to know about this now, but you guys can look it up. Look it up. The Balochist people in Jundullah tried to do an attack in Iran and Tehran and blame it on the fucking, and it was going to get blamed on the Americans. The Jews tried to do that. There's Mossad. And that's our greatest ally. Almost getting us into war with Iran.
Yeah, when they say that they are greatest ally, I'm just like, nah, that's a blood-sucking vampire. They're a parasite. They take all our resources, all our people, and fight their wars for them.
Oh, another funny thing, since we're on Iran, they bombed Qatar. That's crazy to me.
I know. Yeah.
Yo, our biggest military base is there.
Right.
You fucking idiots. Like, you guys bought, like, and they didn't even get the they wanted. The Hamas guys, like, because the Hamas guys were supposed to be, yeah, and they killed. I think they killed like a Qatari police officer or someone else. They didn't get any of the fucking Hamas guys they wanted to get, so they bombed them for no fucking reason. Put us in a bad spot. I think that's a big reason too why we're letting them train here in Idaho now.
Right.
We got like we gave them like their pilots can come over and train, and then we also signed this agreement with them with almost like if they get attacked again, it's like almost like a NATO trigger. Like a pseudo-NATO Article 50, is it Article 51 or Article 5? Double check for me just so I don't sound like a retard. But yeah, like, so if they're attacked again, it triggers that where we have to defend them. And here's the other thing too, and this is another example of like why these fucking guys fuck us up. When they bombed Qatar like that, right, and failed, number one, we look like idiots because our base is there and we're supposed to protect them. And Trump had just struck like a business deal, got the jet from them, and they're going to invest in our infrastructure, etc. So they do that. They undermine our diplomacy there. And then on top of that, the Saudis are like, oh shit, if they can attack Qatar when the biggest military base is there with no fucking consequence, we need to fucking secure ourselves. What do? They go meet with the Pakistanis, sign a nuclear deal. Now Saudi Arabia basically is a nuclear superpower. Because if someone attacks Saudi Arabia, it's considered an attack on Pakistan, and they signed that agreement and that is like the beginning of like a Muslim NATO.
Right.
So Israel's cowboy fucking rogue foreign policy alienated us from one of our allies. Another one of our allies looked to another country for protection, another nuclear power. And this is what I mean when I say they put us in very precarious diplomatic situations because there's downward effects of the bullshit that they do that we have to clean up.
Yeah. You know what? I'm starting to understand that scripture now, the Bible, God's chosen people. I'm starting to understand that.
Article 5, right?
It's Operation Rising Lion.
No. The NATO statute whenever if they're attacked.
Yeah.
I think it's Article 5.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand that term. I think Jesus felt horrible for these people because they're the redheaded stepchild. They fuck everything up.
They do. Absolutely.
That's why he said that God.
Yeah, Article 5. Sorry,
I got to clean up all y'all's damn messes.
Article 5, cornerstone. Yeah, an armed attack against one member is considered an attack against all. Yeah, sorry. I always have to double check shit. I don't sound like being a fucking
dude, you
retard.
encyclopedia, dude.
I try. I try to take all the information I get and put it in a more refined and easy to digest thing. Like that Jundalot thing is like wild to me. I remember when I first read on it, I was like, what the fuck? Like this happened? Like these dudes try to do a false flag using our intelligence agency posing as us?
No, that was during
they had American passports and everything.
That was during the Bush. That was during the Bush years.
Yeah, it happened during the Bush years.
Wasn't there something similar, Joe, with two Jews in Iran? They was trying to blame Iran for something. They was going to assassinate Trump. But we found out it was Jews.
Oh yeah, I mean,
what was that?
The Iranian plot. I know what you're saying.
It's when Thomas Crooks tried to kill Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And then they all immediately started to blame Iran.
Yep. And the other guy too.
We all know it.
Yeah, the Crooks guy, and then the other guy, Ryan Ralph, I think, who tried to shoot him in Florida. They tried to blame that on Iran too. they always, bro. They always try to blame everything
Even Donald
on them.
Trump himself, he's like, if I get assassinated, you know it's Iran. He put it out on True Social.
That's crazy.
Find that freaking tweet anywhere though. It's like gone.
It's like it's been washed.
And we could be partners with Iran and make a bunch of money, and you know,
right. They don't have to be our enemy.
They really don't, bro. And then people say, oh well, they say death to America, whatever. Death to America, death to Israel. America's the big Satan, blah blah blah. Well, the reason why they say that is because we fucked their country up. Like, like they have a problem with the American government. Because here's the thing.
The sanctions and stuff too.
The sanctions of what we've done. But if you go back in history, right? Like we put that regime in charge. Operation Ajax, CIA, British intelligence, and Israeli intelligence, what did we do? We overthrew their democratically elected guy, Mossadegh. And when he got overthrown, that created the power vacuum for the theocracy of the Ayatollah to come into power. Because Mossadegh wanted to basically nationalize or protect the oil industry from British rule. Brits were like, we can't have that, right? So they overthrew him, and that's what led to the power vacuum. Which now because that led to the Shah. Excuse me. Yeah. So Mossadegh gets overthrown in the 50s or 60s. The Shah comes in. When the Shah came in, he was wildly unpopular with the people because he basically cucked out to the West. So let the Brits have all the oil they wanted, modernize, westernized things, took infrastructure away. Basically, they were a vassal state for the West. The people didn't like that, right? So I said, fuck that shit. That's what led to the Iranian Revolution in the 1970s, which put the Ayatollah in power that they have now.
Yeah.
Khomeini, and then I think Khomeini. I get one with an L and one with an A. But the main thing is that we started with Operation Ajax. We started the coups, which led to the eventual, put the Shah in, and that led to the Iranian Revolution. So we've been fucking with their shit.
Yeah, most definitely.
For a while. So it's like, yeah, of course they're gonna feel some type of way.
Right.
Like
we would feel that type of way if they did it to us.
Yeah.
So it's just natural for them.
Same thing with Russia. We overthrew with the Maidan Revolution. We overthrew the pro Russia. Was it not Petrovic. Who's the fuck? See, now I got to look it up. It was the prime minister who was more prime. He had a more central stance. Like he was cool with the Russians, but he also kind of wanted to be cool with the West. But he was a little bit more towards the Russians because obviously they're the neighbors. They couldn't have that. They're like, no, we need someone who's going to be 100% pro-West. Got him the fuck out of there. And then Zelensky comes in who's a puppet, and that's a big reason why Russia invaded Crimea. Because of the Maidan revolution.
Trying to protect their borders.
Yeah, everyone thinks like, oh yeah, this war started in 2022. No, bro, this war started 2013 with the Maidan revolution and us running a coup trying to destabilize them.
Right.
We do all kinds of bullshit, and then we wonder, I wonder why they hate us. Like we're Poroshenko. There you go. There you go. So, he tried to play both sides a little bit more with the Russians, but yeah, we had to overthrow him, and that led to the problems. And a lot of these conflicts, man, is like us self-inflicted.
A lot of the destabilization conflicts is going on in the world is because of Western civilization.
100%.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not sitting here saying like, yeah, like I sided with these other countries, but like, in order for us to understand why we have the conflicts that we have, we need to go into history and be very honest with ourselves. Look, we've created problems in Iran. Operation Ajax sent that country down a fucking downward trajectory when they had a democratically elected leader, right? With Russia, the conflict that with them invading in 2022, it didn't start in 2022. It started with us interfering and expanding NATO, right? It's just that no one likes to talk about this stuff because it puts accountability on us, right?
Right.
9/11 happened because of our interventionist foreign policy in the Middle East, right? And Osama wrote it like, yo, you guys have sanctions that have killed millions of Iraqis. Kids are starving. You've bombed Sudan. You've been supporting Israel, and they've killed thousands of Muslims. Like, this is why we don't like you. And when you actually understand why people have problems with us, it's like, damn, maybe we need to change our foreign policy a little bit where we're not interfering with everybody's business, right? Let these guys have some type of sovereignty, because I'll tell you this, if China set up fucking in Mexico, we'd be in there tomorrow.
Right.
We get mad at other countries for exercising the same exact national security precautions we would take.
It's almost like we're the communists.
Yeah, yeah, to a degree, yeah. So, we have a very interventionist foreign policy that is very disruptive and invasive, and people are going to hate us for it. And I wish more Americans understood, because most Americans don't care about foreign policy or pay attention to it. They care more about getting their EBT and shit like that. But if we did, we'd probably be in a better position, right? Where their food would be cheaper. Right. Like I remember the price of food going up sharply after Russia invaded Ukraine. Because Ukraine's the breadbasket. So if you create like a problem in this area, in this interconnected world, when it comes to food shortages here, everyone's going to feel it across the world. It's 2022 back then. Like we're in a globalized world. Like we rely on each other for trade. If one area gets siphoned off or closed in, that's going to create spikes in other places. So conflicts and wars absolutely contribute to the cost of living that's going to, you're going to deal with at the grocery store, at the gas pump. I'll never forget, because I, as a kid, when the Iraq War first happened, like in 2003, it started in March. Yeah, March of 2003. This is gonna be a funny story. So there's a theme park in Connecticut called Lake Compounds, right?
Lake Compounds.
Lake Compounds. It's like I don't know if they still the Boulder Dash. I think it's like the fastest wooden roller coaster in America.
Wooden?
Wooden, yeah. They go, oh man, I've been on that shit once. No, never again. But it's a really famous theme park in Connecticut, right? And we go every summer. And I remember I was like with my uncle or my dad, and we were supposed to, fuel up and go there. And I remember we had to cancel the trip and not go because gas was like $6 a gallon. Damn. And that sticks in your head because you were looking forward to this, like, yeah, Lake Compounds. The fucking 13 years old, like, let's go. And we couldn't go because the gas was like $5 or $6 back then in 2003. And that was directly because of the war in Iraq.
Right.
So people don't understand that, like, until you get older sometimes, foreign conflicts absolutely affect you at the gas pump, at the grocery store, and everything else. And
it's like the human body. When something goes wrong, it's going to create a bunch of symptoms.
Precisely, right? Like if you have a tight hamstring, your lower back is going to be cooked.
Yep.
You're going to be, we can't do back snaps no more, right?
Right.
Can't do deadlifts.
Right.
So like, 100% with the fitness thing. So like, people don't a lot of Americans don't understand how foreign policy and wars and conflicts absolutely affect us domestically here, because we think, well, I don't give a fuck about that. It doesn't have anything to do with us. It actually does quite a bit.
It does. Have a ricochet effect.
Yeah. And that was my number one, when I voted in 24, that was my number one priority was foreign policy, because I look at it like, look, you can always fight inflation by making more money or working harder. Like, you can deal with that.
Yeah.
But there's nothing you could do if we have nuclear warfare, man. Like, and I don't think us fighting with the Russians and escalating conflicts in the Middle East is in our best interest, because I think China's the real threat. You know, I don't think these sandwiches in the Middle East really. Why are we wasting time here? Like, bro, China's like expanding, getting stronger. Yeah. They haven't had to fight all these wars, so they've been able to build up their army,
send a bunch
their economy.
Of aid to other countries either.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck, right? And if they do send aid, it's in their interest with like the Belt Initiative. They're investing in Africa and getting you know, precious minerals, etc. So it's like, you know, ships are built in that part of the world. Most ships are built in that part. So it's like, dude, we're losing influence, we're losing economic power, etc. And they're trying to destabilize the dollar, right? With BRICS. So it's like, we've been so focused on fucking attacking people in the Middle East, and we haven't been dealing with like the real political adversaries that we have to deal with, our real rivals, Russia and China. And we're pushing our allies, like Saudi Arabia, for example, closer and closer into their fucking influence.
Right. It's like self-destructing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, we can't just keep this up. 38 trillion in debt, right? All these other fucking problems.
42 million people on Snap.
Yeah.
Man, speaking of EBT, man, you saw these black women crashing out?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it's hilarious. It's funny to see, man. It's like it just goes to show how
they have no respect for themselves. I would never go on TikTok and complain about somebody taking my EBT or it's becoming late. I'm already embarrassed that I'm getting government assistance.
Yeah.
These people going online with damn bonnets on, complaining about it. I'm like,
it used to be shame, but shame is removed.
Yeah.
You know, women used to be ashamed of being whores. Now it's OnlyFans. You know, women used to be ashamed of being single. Now it's I'm a whore and I'm single.
The pictures these women take, you used to get this from your girlfriend, and you would have to beg her to send these pictures. Now these women are willingly just posting these pictures.
Yep.
Yeah.
See my asshole for $1.99. Like, it's like, bro, what the hell is going on here? Like, bro, we are cooked.
I just got that text that the link is definitely cut the fuck off for November. Y'all better stay the fuck out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for shit. Trump, if you want motherfuckers start looting, what's gonna happen? Before my kids go broke in this bitch like Jock, I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow. I am going to go in that store, get everything I get regularly. I'm going to bag my shit up, swipe my link card. As soon as that bitch say, ain't no pending balance on there, I'm going to walk the fuck out. And I'm going to have one of my cousins with me that'll punch your ass so hard, you going to think a Jet 2 holiday hit your bitch ass if you think I ain't finna walk out that store. And please follow me to that motherfucking car. If you feeling motherfucking froggy, bitch, you ain't going to make it back to your motherfucking position at that fucking Walmart store. I'm telling you.
That's not Coach, that's genetic.
You know,
wait. Have you seen the AI?
I'll see it.
I swiped the EBT. It said decline. Girl, I ain't paying no cash. Hell no.
You ever been in a situation like this with a bonnet-wearing LaFonda? You're not racist. You're just exhausted. My doctor prescribed me Civilize. Not to make it better.
Civilize.
Just so I could keep my mouth shut and walk away.
With Civilize, you don't hear the ignorance. You don't feel the heat. You just move forward.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's nuts. Oh, man. Got a couple chimps kimping
Y'all
out.
take EBT, right?
No, ma'am.
First of all, don't be yelling at me. Is it because I'm black? You taking this EBT today?
EBT works fine at the fried chicken spot down the street.
Man.
Move, bitch! The honeydews are over there. I need this shit for my kids. Dead ass.
It's got the chirping out.
Yeah. Man, the first one was real, right?
Yeah.
The fat bitch.
You can't tell nowadays.
Bro,
you can't
it's
tell.
you can't tell. Like, dude, you know, this is the reality, right? So like I went on Piers Morgan and I talked about this shit. People are fatigued from organized niggatry. Mm-hmm. Okay, we have a serious problem in America, and it's organized niggatry. We talk about world Jewry, but there's organized niggatry too. Right. And organized niggatry is the behavior of being an insufferable, many times obese, fake hair wearing, loud, obnoxious bitch.
Yeah.
And, or if you're a man, criminal. Right?
You know what I noticed about these people? I was like, why is all these people overweight? So I went on TikTok, and, a lot of them do TikTok they do overhauls. What they buy with their EBT, they actually doing videos. Hey, I'm gonna show y'all what I'm buying on my EBT today.
Yep.
And they buying potato chips.
Yep.
Muffins, cakes, soda. There's like absolutely no nutritional value in that food.
None.
That's why these bitches so big.
Yo, bro, and it's funny because like, I don't know about you guys, but the only fat bitches I see wearing tiny clothing, it's always a fat black bitch. At least the white women have a little bit of decency. Maybe they're not tanned or some shit, right? But with black women, anytime I see women wearing clothes they should not be wearing, right, and they're too big, it's fucking black bitches every single fucking time, bro, right? And it's like they just have no awareness. And the other thing too is like niggas fuck anything. So like, oh yeah, I'm pretty,
True.
I'm cute.
I know. I got black friends, right? And he be sending me these videos. I was like, dude, you would stick your thing in that?
Yeah.
Man, look how big
her
look
ass
how
is.
big that. I said, that's not attractive.
Yeah.
I was talking to Dan Bazarian about this. He said, man, are y'all into these big fat booties? I was like, no, I'm not one of those dudes.
Yeah.
Like black dudes love obese women.
They do. And this is why they're so fucking loud and insufferable, man. Because, man, the black fatigue is real. I'm tired of these, bro. We all are. Right, you know.
I think it's not really black fatigue. I think it's in fatigue.
Yeah, it's just fatigue.
Yeah.
Bro. I say this all. You might have to bleed this part out, but yo, the clown was right about these, bro. Like honestly, it's like, bro, damn, you niggas are annoying as fuck. It's like, I was walking down the street the other day, right? I got my dog with me and shit, and it's like some niggas are walking by. I'm like, oh my god, here we go, man. And, you know, obviously, it was fine. I had my gun with me, whatever. But it's like, why should I have to feel like I'm, like, clutching my shit? You know? Now I know what the white woman feels like on the fucking elevator, bro. Because it's like, this organized niggotry is absolutely wild. And if you talk about it, you get, oh, my God, you're racist, blah, blah. Like, Jews and blacks are by far the most sensitive. So, with the blacks, they threaten to kill you. With the Jews, they threaten to take your bank away. So, but you can't criticize these motherfuckers. And then the other thing, too, is, like, if you do criticize them, they'll say some bullshit like, oh, well, you're an Uncle Tom, like we were discussing before. But then it gets even worse. They'll say, if you're like, if you're not like from, apparently if you're not like a descendant of a slave, you're not really black. You're not a foundational black American. So you can't fucking comment on anything. Like if you're a tether, you can't say nothing. So wait, I have to be one of you monkeys to tell you that you're a fucking monkey? Is that how this goes? Like, you know, do I have to be a mathematician to tell you 1 + 1 is 2? It's like they just don't want accountability. And I was, I had Tommy Sotomayor on my show, and so you guys had him on as well a couple days ago.
Cool guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. But he's been banned on YouTube for years.
Right.
Meanwhile, King Von, you know, talking about killing motherfuckers.
Right.
Literally a serial killer. He's killed several people, and it's come out now, pretty much confirmed, after he's passed away. Music's still on YouTube, monetized, etc. We idolize criminals, athletes, drug dealers versus people like us that speak proper English and say, hey, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't commit crimes. You know what? Maybe you should be a nationalist and serve your country.
Maybe you should pull your pants up.
Maybe pull your pants up. Maybe not dress like a fucking idiot, right?
Take all that gold out of your mouth.
Yeah, like, you know,
go comb your hair.
And what do? They ostracize us.
Yeah.
You know, they call us Uncle Toms, they call us
They say we hate us.
fuck y'all niggas, we hate ourselves, etc. So they have a backwards mentality on success. Right? They idolize the people that shouldn't be idolized. And, you know, when you speak proper English or you want to be educated, oh, you a loser. I remember going to school, because like I went to a school with like a lot of minorities, Puerto Ricans and blacks, lots of them. And if you got like a good grade, it'll be like, oh, look, you smart, oh, bitch. Like,
I know,
everything is backwards with these.
Came with this term, oh man, you whitewash.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Whitewash?
Yeah. And it's always about shit that's like good. Oh, you don't spend your money like a fucking moron? You wear pants that fit? You don't, you saving your money? You don't do drugs? Wait, you don't smoke weed? Well, you still drive your 2002 Honda?
Right.
Which I do. Right? Because, bro, like these, bro, like they would rather go buy Jordans and not have electricity for a month.
They real materialistic.
Fucking ridiculous. And that materialism is what fucking kills us. And it's all a scam. I truly do believe fine dining, high-end fashion, and luxury cars are all a fucking scam.
Right, it is.
It's a huge scam.
Depreciating assets.
You know, and I got red pilled on this. I'll never forget, because I used to be one of these. I remember back in like 08 when I went to college, my first year of college, 09. Sorry, 09. I was wearing the Jordans, the True Religion jeans, the Ed Hardy shirts. That was cool back then. You know, Jim Jones had made it cool. You know, we fly high. Yeah, I'm showing my age. But Like I was wearing all that shit, with foam posits, all that shit. Yeah. And when I went to college, I was on the rowing team, and I saw all these white dudes wearing fucking Sperry's and Nantucket shorts, right, and like cheap polo shirts. I was like,
and wrestler jeans.
Yeah. Like, you know, I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, fuck this shit. And I just stopped spending money on dumb shit like that. Because these dudes came from affluent families, and I'm like, this is how niggas that got money and aren't idiots behave. And I was like, I just stopped doing it.
My wife bought me a Louis Vuitton hat. I said, I'm not wearing that.
Hell nah.
The damn hat was $500. So I put it on, man. I said, man, I feel like a clown wearing this. With that logo on it. I was like, man, I don't see I'm not very materialistic like that. I could go dump thousands of dollars on clothes. But I don't even remember last time I bought myself a shirt. I wear t-shirts.
I wear my merch only and shit. Like I'm not like, why the fuck am I gonna go buy this high-end fashion Balenciaga who like advertises to, you know, with kids and shit like that weird shit. I call them Molestiaga now, right?
Right.
Like it's like, bro, this shit's all fucking retarded.
I think it's more like for blacks, it's a status symbol.
100%.
Makes them look like they're successful, but they're broke as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, like they'd rather have, I kid you not, they would rather go buy the newest Jordans on fucking Saturday than have electricity. The priorities are all fucked up.
Or
like fucking priorities.
Or change their smoke detector batteries.
Yeah, you know, it's just like, and the crazy part is like we don't fucking correct each other because no one. Here's the other thing too. And this is why the black fatigue has been going on. No one's wanted to tell these motherfuckers what it is for a very long time because number one, white people don't want to be called racist and lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Other blacks don't want to be called cousins and Uncle Toms and be insulted and be ostracized from the black community.
Right.
So no one has told these guys you're fucking retarded and this is some niggertry. Right? Nobody.
Right.
So now with the internet and people just getting fatigued by it, like, yo, you guys commit too much damn crime. You guys are annoying as fuck. You guys are loud. You guys prioritize the wrong things, materialism. You guys are obsessed with it. It's ridiculous. And it's going viral because finally someone is fucking saying it, right?
Yeah.
People are just tired of the fucking bullshit. And black people got to decide, like, are you going to continue to perpetuate the stereotypes and act like a fucking idiot, or are you going to do better? And it's because we don't encourage people not to be morons. Like, look at what's this bitch ass name, the rapper, the one that was talking shit about Drake for a while.
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't one of us, right? Like this rhetoric
that's
of
like a buzzword now. Every time, they not like us. They not like us. I was like, that's why he came up with that song. Because he know it would be real catchy in black communities.
Exactly.
He's really good at marketing. And they not like us. That's why, man.
And they market that anti-black mindset to a lot of people, right?
Yeah,
so like they did that, which is kind of true. Drake is a Jew, but besides that, like but they do that because open racism in the black community is actually it's respected and we allow it and everything. Like, dude, think about it. We have historically black colleges.
Right.
Could you imagine if we had historically white colleges?
Right.
Right.
I mean, why would you go to a historical black college?
Retarded. They all suck. They all suck. Like, Howard? Oh, no, I'm good, bro. Like, the fuck? Like, you know, DC already blows.
Yeah.
Now I got to be in DC with a bunch of bro, get me the fuck up out of here, bro. Anyone when someone says I went to HBSU or whatever, I'm like,
I would have laughed.
You're like, wait, you paid money to go to college with a bunch of niggas? Bro, you fucking stupid? The purpose of going to college is be around other successful niggas that aren't actually niggas, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Stupid ass niggas, bro. Like, they're retarded.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't leave the hood to go back.
Yeah.
Like, and be around a bunch of these fucking monkeys. Like, damn. You know what I mean? I'm like trying to move up in the world. Like, I'm trying to be around these white niggas that will hook shit up, man. Like, you know?
Right.
Because, but people get mad. It's like those, like, but it's true. No one wants to live in a black neighborhood. Nobody.
Yeah, nobody.
And why not? Well, because if you do, because let's say you are one of these, like, I want to get back to community. I want to be there. You could guess how many rappers have been killed in their hood.
Yeah.
Look at Nipsey also.
Yeah.
Killed in his own fucking neighborhood at his own business.
Trying to hip the black community.
Yeah. You know what I mean? The problem is that you can't help people that don't want to be helped.
Yeah.
You just can't. So it's like
people, they're stuck in their ways. You can't change them unless they want to be changed. They gotta have that motivation.
Yeah.
No motive. You amount to
lack of father figure, no accountability. You know, everything is racism. We want reparations. Like, the whole concept of reparations itself is retarded. Like, how are you going to sit there and demand money from people that never enslaved you for work you never did?
Yeah. You were never enslaved.
It's like
I did it through my ancestors.
My ancestors and shit. Like, it's like, bro, you don't even What?
It's ass backwards, man.
It's retarded.
It's dead ass backwards.
Like, you know what? I always say, you know what? Give them the reparations, send them back to Wakanda.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I was okay. We have a contract. I'm gonna give you $250,000 reparations, but you lose your citizenship, and here's a one-way ticket to Nigeria.
Yeah, since y'all want to, you go back to the homeland and be a Pan-African and all that bullshit.
We already paid for you to learn your native language from Nigeria.
Yep.
That's where a majority of your DNA is from Africa.
And you guys was kings anyway. You could build it back up.
You could be a king all over again.
Yeah, you can build Nigeria up, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like the jokes just write themselves with these people, man. And it's like they'll sit there, oh well, because this is the biggest thing. Because like the FBA's hate me. I'm like public enemy number one for these facts. So they call me a tether. Oh, you from Sudan? You ain't one of us. All this other bullshit, right? And they're like, we built the foundation for you to be able to come here and make the money you do and do the things you do. Okay.
So why are they broke?
Thank you. How you been here for 8 generations with $8 in your bank account, nigga? What the fuck you talking about? My parents just fucking got here last generation. How am I lapping you motherfuckers? And when you spoke English the whole time, you were born and raised here, your parents had education here, how the fuck are you still a fucking failure?
You know what's crazy? Nigerians outperform Black Americans.
They do. They do. One of the highest incomes. Them, Indians, and Asians.
Yeah, white people are not even the sole earners in their own country.
Yeah, I think illegal immigrants do better than the black community. In this country.
Yeah, they stick together. About 50 of them move in a house. They pay for the house, and then they buy another house together, and they share everything. Like Latino families are they still connected to their umbilical cords. They're so close. I speak from experience because my wife is from Mexico City. And his wife is from Guadalajara, and then tight-knit families.
Yeah, the family unit is a thing.
Yeah,
like, fathers in the house a lot of the times. Like, and that's the problem with the black community, man, is like
a father's not that.
We pedestalize the worst shit.
Growing up, man, all my friends, none of them had a father. None of them. And I didn't realize I didn't notice it.
Yep.
Yeah. The black woman, the most educated demographic in this country, according to Democrats, was raised in the black community. They raise horrible kids.
They do. And I grew up very poor. Like my parents were like, I remember they worked like minimum wage jobs. Like they were like the late compound store I told you guys, like we couldn't even afford to go. So like I always look at it though, like, but me growing up poor but with 2 parents, I'd rather take that than growing up rich with 1 parent.
Right. Yeah, we grew up poor too.
Yeah. Like and I think it's good too because like you guys were in the military, you guys are older. Like, is it me or like young people are retarded nowadays? Like they don't want to be influencers. Like I remember growing up, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I came from law enforcement, you guys were prior military, you guys had real jobs before this.
Right.
Like these influencers nowadays are like fucking retards. Like they don't have any life experience to draw from. They never worked real jobs. Like I think one of the worst things you can do is like be an influencer off the bat.
Yeah, right out of high school.
Like
you got to struggle a bit.
You got to learn some shit, man.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the problem with the black community. We pedestalize the wrong things. We are very angry at anyone that criticizes it. We try, use anything we can to deflect and say you're not one of us or some other bullshit like that. But
dude, my friend sent me this. I
already know they make fun of y'all for being light skinned, probably, right? Let me guess.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. I heard that shit ever since I was a kid.
Yeah,
you're not really black. Right, but
it's like you already know their insults before they even say them.
Right. I got a friend of mine. He sent me. He said, "Man, someone started a forum, right? And they said the top 10 things that's wrong with the black community. Did you know you was in it? Me and my brother was in it. Candace Owens was in it.
Yeah.
And they never mentioned that black people are the biggest. I mean, black people can't get out of their own way.
Yeah.
How am I affecting the black community? I'm trying to help the black community.
Yeah.
That's like, why am I something that's causing a detriment to the black community? That don't make any sense. I'm not oppressing anybody. It's like weird how black people see the world. It's like through this racist, like just claustrophobic lens. It's just the things that come in their mouth. It's like so irrational. It's like you can't even sit down and have a decent conversation with them because it seems like they don't even have the capacity to understand what you're telling them.
No.
So I was like, man, fuck it.
Yeah. No, I just say, Clan was right about you. You are fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Because it's like, they don't have the IQ to understand that, because for them, and this comes from like just feminine behavior, they don't like the way it's said or the tone or some other bullshit. So the facts and the relevant information within what I'm saying doesn't matter because all they hear is you said something negative about blacks or you said this, you hate black people, whatever. So it's like, whatever. And then they say, oh, well, you never make fun of whites. Yeah, I do, but it doesn't go viral because they always get shit on it. I've been saying it for years. Whites are fucking cucks. The white men can't control their fucking women, and the women are the ones that run this whole liberalism bullshit. White women are a fucking threat to America, and the white men do not fucking control them. I've been saying this forever, but guess what? They don't cry, they don't complain, because everyone attacks white men, and they'll sit there and laugh at me and be like, "Yeah, you're right. These niggas are cucked." But like with niggas, hey, stop fucking selling crack. Oh, what you mean? I'm a product of my environment. Like, bro, what the fuck? Idiots.
I'm a product of my environment.
That's what they always say, bro. And they'll sit there, they'll get mad at, like, you know, like you just mentioned, us, us three, Candace, Brandon Tatum, they call him a whatever. Like any conservative that's black, they call whatever. I would argue Dr. Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, all these black, like these super pro black are way more destructive because they're not willing to have the difficult conversations with these motherfuckers, right?
Expose them, yeah.
You know, they're not willing to have it. And if they do, it's like, you know, very soft. Like I remember Umar Johnson said one time, like, you know, we spend the most money on children's cologne. What? He's like, yeah, the black community, like they spend the most money on children. No. Okay, I guess that's a way to explain that there's over, you know, materialism in the black community. But like, call it like it is. Like, just say they're stupid. Like, they need to stop doing this shit, right? Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? We need to invest. And he has money problems himself. You got to fucking pay like $1,000 to have dinner with this. Like, he's a retard himself.
Yeah, he's charging
financially.
people money because he's doing
I've
bad
talked to some
financially.
black influencers, like and they said $35,000, $40,000 to come. I said, dude, I'm not paying you no $40,000.
Oh, they want the money from y'all to come.
Yeah.
Man, this is a damn good show.
It was a damn good show, Myron.
Yeah, man. I should have brought my my clan outfit, man.
You trying to get me canceled.
No, well, you know, it's funny. I did a street debate. I was like out on the streets or whatever. It was on Halloween night. And they shut me down. People don't know. I've revealed this on your show. I had a Klan hood ready to go, bro. I was gonna get into a whole because I was like doing debates and everything else like that.
Right.
And I had a segment plan. I had the copy of Mein Kampf right here and shit. Right. I had a whole segment that I was gonna do. Where I was gonna put the hood on and debate with the hood on.
Right.
And I couldn't do it because the fucking cops came and shut it down.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. So like some Jewish guy comes by, right, or some guy comes by. He says, "Oh yeah, this guy's an idiot," blah blah blah. And I look at him. I'm like, yeah, Jew detected. I'm like, yeah, that guy's a fucking Jew, blah, blah, blah. And he walks away. His buddy comes over. This is all on YouTube. Well, Rumble now. His buddy comes over and says, yeah, he is a Jew. I was like, yep, I fucking told you guys. Like, he wasn't. He is a Jew, but I'll beat your ass. This fucking dumbass, drunk retard didn't know. I'm like, armed. Like, you're going to get fucking shot if you come at me. But right after that, the cops shut us down. So I think they snitched on us.
Yeah.
So
more than likely.
Hey, where can everybody find you?
Myron Gaines X everywhere. Obviously, we still do the Fresh and Fit show. Fresh and Fit is the main podcast. And then I do Myron Gaines X, the debrief. I do that show every day at 7 p.m. Live stream it. Rumble, YouTube, Kick, Party. I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
But demonetized on YouTube, so fuck YouTube.
Are you monetized on other platforms?
Yeah. Because they're, you know, YouTube is gay. But like the other ones, like, and I hope Rumble and Kick and Party and all these other alternative platforms, they are putting a little bit of pressure on YouTube. You notice how they've like eased up on censorship and used to be 3 strikes, but now they do warnings. So these alternative platforms are definitely putting pressure on them. But yeah, dude, I would, you know, fuck YouTube. Like they're definitely biased towards conservatives and, you know, they're gay. So
thank you for coming.
Of course, bro. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's always good to have you guys, man.
Yeah, man.
No, we always have good combos. Thank you.
You my brother from another mother.
I appreciate that. You might have to blur out a lot of this shit, right? But
he's gonna be man. It's gonna take him 10 years to edit this video.
Yeah, he's like, fuck,
this dude's gonna
he did it again. Damn it!
Man. Yeah, he already knows.
You know what? You could make it funny. You just blur it and put like a fucking like a smiley face. When I do this shit, it'll be hilarious. I'm telling you, it'll make the editing. It'll make it funny.
You do this, it goes.
Oh man, it was a damn good show.
Yeah, no man.